made that beat.
What beat?
That boom, dum, dum, dum.
I
Whatever
ain't
that
make
shit
no
is.
beat.
Yeah, you did. Let me be quiet.
Sure, why
You,
not? I do everything else.
let me be quiet because you walking yourself right into something else. Just start that. You walking yourself right into another one.
Whatever.
Mhm. Burn,
So
burn.
damn, today what we're talking about? Celebrity sex scandals. Ooh.
Something like that.
What do you mean something like that?
Welcome to the nigga shit, where we discuss all nigga shit.
We do.
You hear me? I got my brother
That's
in the
right.
building. You know what I'm saying? Trigger happy. What's to it? You feel me?
Yes,
Got Professor
indeed.
Jazz in the building as well.
Professor
Professor Jazz.
Jazz here.
You know what I'm saying? I think she forgot her supplies though. You see, I got my supplies. You know what I'm saying? I got my supplies. So
Okay, I'll get my supplies in a minute.
don't come to class
Mm,
without your books and shit, man. You know what time it is, man. You know we doing this motherfucker, man.
man, dog
Yes,
tripping.
indeed. Yes,
Well,
indeed.
I mean, it's no news, man. So let's get to this, man, real quick, man. Let's
Let's
just start
go.
this off, open this up with the Diddy situation, man. Let's just go into it, man. Let's not even, you know what I mean? No chaser and shit. You feel me?
Okay, so what has been going on? I just been hearing little bits and pieces of the story between him and Cassie. And I guess he
Well,
got a settlement settled. So what's going on?
Yeah,
it's
man, they kind of
go ahead,
settled
Trigger.
that pretty quick. You know what I'm saying? They kind of settled that pretty quick. I think it was probably good on Diddy part to go ahead and not even drag it out, but
Definitely.
um it's raising some eyebrows, you know what I'm saying? With how fast it went away. I
Yeah.
heard, there was some deadlines approaching and she needed to act fast, within them the deadline. So that's another reason why they went on ahead and got that thing settled. But yeah, man, I mean, I don't know, bro. I think it's a money grab. I think it might be some truth to it, to some of the stuff, but you know, it is what it is, man.
I would say like this, bro. Like keeping it all the way up, but I agree with Cuz ass when he said who was it, Slim Thug? Um, I agree. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he got on there was talking about, it's a money grab, bitches doing this shit late and they just doing this and they just doing that and boo. I was like, all right, cool. You feel me? Like, like, cool. I give you that because I'm all for that. I know these bitches ain't shit. But here's the thing, though, gang. He paid this shit within a week, gang. That's 30
Couple
M's.
of days.
When you send that type of money, bro, there has to be like your bank has to be notified. You got to set that up. They got to be, you know what I'm saying, in communication with the other before they send it. Then you got to wire the money. It has to be cleared. All that stuff. It's a kind of somewhat of a process that takes a little bit. You know what I mean? Like generally, you might be waiting a few days to
Right.
really for that shit to completely clear. Like it's clearly cleared, not just they sent it, type shit. So it's like for you to get this shit done like this, bro. It's just letting niggas know, you know what I mean, it's some type of truth to it. And I'm not here to bash a nigga or none of that shit. So let's get off that.
No, but I mean, it does make it suspicious. Well, not suspicious, but again, it's like you say, why did it go so
You
fast
paid
like
for
that?
it, man.
I'm sure they were already talking about it prior to
Right.
all this coming out.
I agree. And to be real, niggas definitely was talking about this shit. They definitely was, you know what I mean, planning. Like they just it was like, it's a statute of limitations on some of this stuff, which that's even why she was able to sue this nigga now because they had this new law they just put in place where niggas can extend the statute of limitations on certain crimes. So like something like this,
Mhm.
now they're able to, go out and maybe seek somebody, for civil, a civil suit. I don't know if like criminally, but I know for a fact civil, which is why she went the civil route. You know what I'm saying? So I just, man, the shit is just so crazy right now in a nutshell that I had to leave this shit alone and let motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Like breathe because I just kept seeing so much of this shit, and it's like it's finally good to kind of say what I really want to say about the shit because I just be watching, especially these clubhouse people, man. These clubhouse people are so fucking lame. Let me just say
Mm.
that first of all, motherfuckers is lame. These niggas is miserable. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to really make content. Like, you got bitches in there that they giving these bitches to reign in the room and shit, but they not even fucking really running the room. They really trash. They not really minding nothing. They really just being goofy. They disrespecting everybody coming in the room for real. You know what I'm saying? They not really following through with the content. It's just or following along with where the content is going. This is goofy. So it's like I get in here and all these people talking about this stuff, and it was just like, okay, everybody's like forgetting a lot of shit with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a real standard with this shit, bro. Like these bitches get into this industry knowing they giving up ass. A lot of niggas do the same thing. Come on, man, let's knock it off. It's a standard. You don't think any of these other women was held to this standard? They knew to a degree what was about to go on, and they did it anyway. Yes, I agree. It's a choice. You know what I'm saying? So they feel like if you're gonna exploit me, well, I'm gonna exploit you later. And I can't really, you know what I'm saying? It's cause and effect. Who am I
But
to judge?
it's all about the money now. Basically, that's what it is.
Yeah,
You know.
it
Um,
is. It is. It is. Let's not even. It definitely
Yeah,
is.
it is because plain and simple. That's
It
what they
is.
that's what they go for first. It's like, okay, I'll keep quiet if you give me this money. Oh, you're not gonna go ahead and do this, then I'm gonna go
Right.
ahead and exploit you, like you said. Let it
Right.
out. Now it's gonna be more money now.
Right.
Instead, you could have just paid me. I would have been hush about it, and that's it. But no, now you're gonna have to pay me more, right?
And for
Yeah,
me, I
man,
feel
it's
like
wild
personally,
out here, you know. So
man, yeah, Trigger. What you think about it?
I mean, it's a wild situation, man. You know, I don't know, man. People say they've been seeing certain things. I did it move with Cassie or whatever, and it was kind of questionable. So you know, he might have a little shit going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
pretty sure she played along with a lot of that shit.
Yeah, yeah,
So
she
you
did.
know,
That's where niggas is really
to do
calling
these
that bluff.
things, she should be pressing charge.
Yeah, I think they pressing charges. Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Bless you.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I've been hearing a lot of stuff. Like they even said, like even she sent messages to 50 Cents about what was going on prior before.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That there was basically, yeah, she was being forced. And again, they're also bringing up P Diddy's what Young Miami girl right now. So they're trying to figure out, well, what is he doing with her?
Right.
And I mean, it's not the end right now. That's for sure. We're gonna
Hell
hear
no,
about
it's
it.
not the end. Hell no, it's not the end. I feel like personally, it just began really because this is what I'm saying. Like, it was like a lot of pictures. Like, it was a lot of people that was having these kind of point of views where it was like, don't judge her and she's a victim and stuff. And I'm just like, of course she's a victim, but here's the thing: is she just got 30 M's, bro? She just got generational wealth that's gonna secure her for at least a few generations.
Right.
If she utilizes those resources properly. So forgive me if I'm not shedding any tears or anything like that for her. I'm sorry, I'm not. But at the same time, this just shows you where the fuck is really going on. That's why I was like, a lot of these motherfuckers just be talking. It's like, gang, look at what the fuck is really going on. Okay, I related this shit to R. Kelly, and when I said this shit, niggas of course everybody try to, it's just everybody act the way with kills, unfortunately.
Mhm.
Every time you bring it up, it's just whatever. And it's like, okay, so if you're telling me this nigga got caught up in the situation and they put all this shit together and it was all whatever. Now, you know what I'm saying? They didn't want to give him that kind of credit. Now Diddy is he gotta be no, it's a money grab. Nah, man, well, it's like how like I got into it. Well, I didn't get into it, but it was Babs had posted this shit like a year ago. right? And she had this post. She was saying shit like, um, she basically more or less words was just saying like everybody's saying they didn't make money, they didn't do this, and Day 26 went like this, and all that type of shit, right? They was kind of just going and on about that shit, right? She kind of gave she gave her 2 cents on it and basically said like, look, if you utilized what was given to you properly, then you would have been able to elevate yourself as I did and others. So I learned from everything I did and I grew and now I am who I am now and everything else. And it was commendable. It's nothing against what she said. It's respect. But then this nigga Royce the 5'9" jumped on there and was like, man, stop painting these narratives about our leaders and our legends and stuff. Nobody come for uh uh these white niggas, these, da 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 da, and all these other guys, Harvey Weinstein, these other guys, those guys don't get tore down like we do with our leaders and stuff, blah blah. I know it's like, bro, I get you, but check this out, gang. This is why I gotta give you all the pushback in the world because no one's talking about those white niggas right now, nigga. We're talking about this nigga. And if the shoe fits, then the fucking shoe fits, bro. You can't move the goalpost because you got a business move with this nigga that you trying to make a play with. Like, so you got plays with this nigga behind the scenes. Nobody care about that shit, bro. This is the reality. The nigga did this foul shit to these niggas on the business aspect. Now it's coming out that he was fucking this bitch in the ass with a broomstick and shit. Or whatever the fuck. You get what I'm saying? It's like, it's just all coming out, bro. So you have to be real. Like, he's not a good guy. Stop trying to support this nigga because you know what I mean? Y'all collecting bucks on the back end, gang. Nobody gives a fuck about that. The facts are the facts. And I couldn't even believe this nigga said that faggoty shit. Cause I'm like, gang, this it's been said the nigga raped niggas. He did this. He did this. He stole these niggas' money. He damn near got all these niggas killed. The Jaguar White Shorty was talking about how everybody from Heavy D, Craig Mack, all these people, bro, niggas who started, oh God, Uptown? Is it Uptown Productions, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Bro, all of them is dead.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Literally, damn near all of them is dead except for like one nigga. And it was like, yeah, why this nigga never have a heart attack or why this nigga never have pneumonia? Even the Kim Porter thing, they basically saying that they re-looking into all of that shit, bro. So
But
he going through a lot right now, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He going through a lot right now.
yeah, I mean, what I was just reading right now. Okay, say in 2017, because this happened in 2018. 2017, P. Diddy was worth $130 million. Okay.
Right.
In 2022, 1 billion.
Yeah, beat. Yeah.
So yeah, anybody will go ahead and try to file something at that time. Or again, we don't know the situation. We don't know what happened in the home. We don't know if he threatened her or maybe she just didn't. Maybe she just died. If she just walked away, nothing will happen.
Right.
But then, like we said, $1 billion. Yeah, I would go ahead and sue. Well,
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I mean, if it's something that you knew that was bad that was going on, and you know the situation, his, big celeb and everything like that, his net worth is gonna go up as the years keep going, because, of course, he's not just an artist or producer, but they do other businesses. So,
right.
I mean, and that kind of makes her look bad.
It does make her look bad, and that's the fact that where I'm just kind of like, the whole thing in itself is not a great scenario for either party. She has to admit all this crazy shit having her look like a fool, and then of course, obviously, this nigga paying for it, literally. So it's like it's all bad, but it's just generally speaking, I don't know, man. It's just time to let it go. I was saying this shit a year ago. I was saying, okay, so what you're saying is with Royce, I was like, so you're saying it's these niggas' fault for being 19 years old, not knowing the music industry, and then getting involved with niggas who do, and the niggas exploiting them. He got to take responsibility for that. So does a dog got to take responsibility for you not feeding him,
But
nigga?
see, well, no, but again, it's like
Or does
saying
a
that age
baby got to
again.
take responsibility for not changing his diaper to a certain degree? It's your responsibility, nigga. It's your duty, bro, to serve the people properly, bro. And since you
True.
did not do that shit, gang, you're not. It's a cause and effect. And this is also what I was arguing with them niggas about because they was so hipped on this karma shit, and I was trying to explain to them how karma really is like it's a program. It's something you can tap into or not. That's why you think it take. Why you think it takes so long for this nigga to get this shit? This is
But
after. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
go ahead.
But you know what it is though too? Okay, come on. It's like you're basically becoming famous. You're gonna have a power trip. You're gonna feel like you're in control. You know you're gonna have all these fans that are gonna adore you, whatever. They're gonna want to hook up with you, whatever. You know, that's what it is. But
Mhm.
for being stupid, not thinking was the right head, you know, again, like you said, karma later on, years later down the road. That's
Right.
how the generation is. They're gonna try to go ahead and get money out of you. If you're a big celeb, they're gonna try to plan something on how they can get money from you if you ain't gonna give it to them.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Niggas get exploited every day, bitches and niggas. So it's just it is what it
Yeah,
is on that. I just feel like personally, you know what I'm saying, this shit could just go a certain way that people don't really understand. So like prime example, right? So
yeah,
you got a lot of niggas who like I said, kind of just been agreeing with Diddy or not necessarily. See, and that's the problem I got. It's like they not even really necessarily agreeing with Diddy, right? But
right,
it's still the whole thing where it's like, okay, it's like y'all still painting a narrative to a degree though. You get what I'm
right,
saying? And that's really the problem I got with it because it's like for you to even play that game, like there's anything else to say but okay, clearly this shit is obviously true and this shit's crazy. It makes me question. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you not understand, bro? This nigga is a foul nigga. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't even make sense to me. Like, and niggas was, and it made me look at niggas a little differently because I'm just like, how was that the topic of the conversation? Instead of it being like, oh wow, instead of honestly the 10th person that said some Diddy did something to him. Come on, man, we got to be real. The 10th person that said, yeah, you know this nigga Diddy low key kind of foul. You know what I'm saying? What you think the whole Keefe D situation was? The nigga was like, bro, you did me wrong. I took this case. I did all this whatever, bro. You ain't even gonna look out for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now he's a fucking idiot, but at the same time, he's telling the truth.
right.
So, but you know,
I mean, again, it's something that happened, you know, years ago. We don't really know what was really going on there, but you know, it's been coming out, you know, and that's the thing, you know, it's something that she had to really think about to see if this is what she wanted out there in the public. You know, again, it's something that happened. You don't think at that moment because he is rich too. You gotta realize sometimes too, he has the money. He could have, like you say, he settled it down, and that's it. But it's like he could quickly just take control, and you're the one that's gonna end up looking bad when you're the victim.
right? You see what in the situations with the Cuddy shit was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I had no idea they was even connected or knew each other or anything. And the nigga said the nigga car got blew up in front of his fucking crib or some shit like that. Shit's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, gang, you have to kind of look at what's being said. Like you have to look at this shit. You can't be like, oh yeah, man, I'm just not going whatever. It's like I get you publicly, bro, but in your heart of hearts, bro, you know this nigga did the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I remember one particular situation where the nigga Gene Deal was saying how Diddy was finna piss in this lemonade at this event, and he was finna pour a glass of it to somebody or something. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Like he's that type of bro. He was. I'm not saying what he's doing right this second currently, but
Right.
he was that type of nigga for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Definitely that type of nigga.
I mean, but like you know, again, what we said. I mean, we're gonna find out more and more as this goes on because that just because he's settled doesn't mean it stops, you know. Um, but that's not the only case. From that started right now recently, and then I've been seeing today all these other cases are being open and everything because again they were talking about the Survivor Act in New York is about to be expired, so that's why They
And
were
what is that? And what is that about exactly?
the Survivor Act
Oh,
basically
okay.
for the women to speak out, victims
Got
to
it.
speak out
Got it. I got
against
it. I got it.
especially high profile people like celebs.
Crazy.
And yeah, it's about to be a year. So they say, well, if it expires, then you really can't um, go ahead and pursue.
And that's another thing, I feel like she probably was thinking about this shit for a while. Like, should I do it? And if I do it, how am I gonna do it? Get the right
Yeah.
lawyers, she had to find the right people, all that. So
Yeah.
that's another reason why people are like, well, why she wait this long and stuff? It was like, bro, this is probably a process because you got to think she was either going to drop this book or she was going to do this, and whichever route she
Right.
took, that's what she was going to do. So she had to stand on all this shit. It wasn't just like that's why I don't like the whole it's a money grab thing. It's like I agree because I'm definitely ready to shame a bitch when she should be shamed. Don't ever get it twisted. But here's the thing, though, I don't feel like this is necessary for this situation.
Well,
Mainly
again, I
because
mean,
she didn't come out. See, because this is the thing. Nick, this is what I don't like about niggas because they not real. Okay, so if you if some shit happened to you, right,
uh huh.
and then you immediately try to find your way into a come up, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You being thirsty about the funds or whatever the case may be. That's where the
Uh-huh.
shit really that's where the shit really is like questionable. Not when you have to sit and kind of decide on if you want to do it or not. I'm talking about a nigga who know from the jump like they get involved in some shit instantly as the shit's going on, they already planning their way into doing some shit. Figure, they trying to come up some type of way. That's how people
Yeah.
are. So it's like that's where you have those situations where the bitch is at Chris Brown's house tonight, and then tomorrow she comes out with the allegation.
So
Yeah, I was just
and
hit. I
that's
was kicked in the ass or whatever. Like literally. You know what I'm saying? But she took her time. She damn near almost missed this whole thing. So that's let you know. If she did this at the last minute, she was damn near banking on just writing this book or something. Or she was still considering what route she was gonna take with this shit. But she was gonna get her payback. She was gonna get her
true.
payback regardless. Cause I think the nigga
And
did
that's why
that
it
shit.
was taking long, because first she had to decide if that's what she wanted to do. I'm sure, I hope she was thinking about the consequences of what might happen. But again, like you said, they were young. She was 19. It's like, do you really think the same way you think now? No. You
Right.
think more
That
mature now.
too.
I'm sure
That
he would
that
have
too.
made better choices or not, do certain things. They were young, so young and dumb. That's what happened. Young, dumb, and in love. So I'm sure she put up with it because she was in love with him.
Mic check, mic check. Can y'all
Yeah, you
hear me?
got that too. Yeah, what's to you, gang?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. I was trying to get my mic ready. I was trying to get my mic right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm back. Hey, but check this out though. Why y'all think she ain't? Did she press charges?
She didn't press charges, gang.
Civil shit.
It's all civil. So it's basically
Mm,
the way this shit works though is because this is and it's funny because it's a nigga from Baltimore, I think from Baltimore or something. No, my bad, I think from New York, don't get it twisted, but it don't even matter. The nigga basically though, he said some shit that had me thinking because he was like, this lets you know this nigga Diddy actually really got this money for real. It's not a joke. It's not just a net worth thing. You feel me? It's not just on some blog on Twitter. Like he's worth this much. This nigga really got that bread because he was basically saying like, okay, you notice how this started off with R. Kelly. But
Right.
this is basically the same way it kind of started off here. If he had the 20 M's at the time to just get into them niggas, they would have ever. And I honestly feel like okay, you know how, especially like niggas in the hood, bro, niggas might fuck around and like, they may not have a whole pound, right? But they know niggas who do got a pound. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? They'll fuck around and they'll tell nigga like, hey, yeah, I can get you a whole, like as if they got it, but they don't have it. Somebody else got it, and they plugged in that much that they can either get that or they can, you know what I mean, be a middleman of sorts to certain shit. You feel what I'm saying? Hope I'm not saying too much, but like that type of situation. So it's like I feel like to be real, when this shit first started, he probably had the funds in like favors. He didn't help somebody or he done gave and bought a nigga a car, he bought a house, he did this or that, and now it's time for them people to kind of say, hey, look, just put the house on the market. Once the trial's over, I'll buy you a new house. Hey, do this, that for me, whatever. Everybody was probably like, nah, because they was going with the other niggas. Anybody that was in this nigga circle was probably like, yep, no, we fucking with those niggas because them niggas finna get paid. And we know
Right.
you don't got no money. So from there, it turned into a bunch of other shit. Because I think once you get into the civil aspect, the state or the DA, they can decide if criminal charges are worth being brought up. Depending on the evidence in the the civil shit and
Yeah.
everything else, the circumstances and shit. But I don't know, man. Because the Cassie shit though, I don't think he going to jail for that. You know what I'm saying? That the Keefe D shit though is the questionable aspect of the shit. Because all that shit still has yet to really be put together.
Yeah, I don't think much gonna come of that though. As
You
far
don't
as
think they're coming out either? No?
Puffy, nah. I mean, it's a lot of allegations, but I mean,
It's
Keefe
still
did
hearsay.
say what he said, so and I don't. Do he got a real lawyer? What he got a public defender?
Yeah, this nigga got a public defender, I think, bro.
See, he trying to put up a public defender up against what Puffy gonna have? Nah, ain't
Right.
shit. Stick.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you on that.
And
Man,
I'm
that's
pretty
crazy.
sure he gonna spend as much as he can on that right there, especially if Keefe D get to talking and saying that shit he said was really real. You know what I'm saying? So, come on, Diddy, brother, love, throw a nigga a bone or something.
That's what he was saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, that's what I'm saying, bro. Every time this, bro, is, but that's another reason why I'm like, you see how it's even just okay in the minds of niggas already. If you could put something in the minds of niggas already, bro, you damn near already done made it come true to a certain degree. You get what I'm saying? So it's like the nigga literally, bro, it's already in niggas' minds where it's like, oh, nothing ain't gonna happen to him. So nothing ain't gonna happen to him. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like that type shit. That's what I was trying to explain to them niggas the other night, bro. Because I'm like, bro, you don't understand. Like, you keep saying he gonna get this and this. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. The nigga filed, but why you think he went this long and nothing happened to him? Because they don't operate in that. They operate in, I got it, and this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Money
Right.
make the decisions for shit certain times, bro. It's like status and shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got the paper, bro, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, and that's just how it is. That's what you're doing. And
But
that's just literally how niggas move.
you know what? That's been, you know, you have to look at a lot of his relationships that he has had. He had, ever since I can remember, P Diddy was J Lo. They had some issues, and I was just reading the article here. Basically what they're explaining between him and Cassie. Basically, saying that. Let's see. It says that there was a ledge of. I guess he blew up a man's car, dangling a friend over a 17th floor balcony, asking her to carry his gun in her purse. And when I read that, I remember back when, again, P. Diddy and J Lo were dating. I know that they had some issues and gun issues. There was charges that he had, and she was there with him, and it's like it makes you think. It
Mm-hmm.
can't be the only relationship that he had that under control. Now they're gonna really inspect all his relationships that he had in the past till now. Especially that's why I'm saying that's why they're looking at Young Miami, trying to see how he is treating her. They're waiting for that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's probably ain't gonna be nothing either, because I'm pretty sure she ain't finna say nothing. You know what I'm saying? She a city girl. She a city girl, so she already see what he's going through right now. She see what he's going through right now. She ain't trying to add to that, man. She trying to keep them dollars rolling in, man.
Hell yeah.
And she probably one of the ones that ain't finna take that type of shit. I ain't gonna act like she one of the ones that'll take that type of shit. So in my eyes, I think she wouldn't play them type of games. But that money and you dealing with close to a billionaire type of dude, tell them what these females is taking out here. So.
Well, and that's what I was just telling him. Back in 2017, he was worth $130 million. Now in 2022, his worth 1 billion. So I mean, come on, that says something, That says, well,
Yeah,
again, why did you wait? You knew that his net worth was going to grow,
yeah, that too.
you
You
know.
got that
Because
too.
if this
I
happened
mean,
back in 2005, come on.
I think it was yeah. I mean, I think this because let's not get it. Let's be true, right? This shit was beyond calculated. It was all calculated. But that's my whole point of saying like I get a nigga going you feel me? Like I get a nigga may, you know, I don't know, see the niggas gonna see a play. Niggas gonna be able to see like, okay, I know what this is about. We can overstand, right? But at the same time, it's like, bro, this is like, okay, so this started for me 2 years ago. That's why my perspective on this shit is differently. I think we probably was, whatever. But it was like a year and a half or something ago. And I remember really dealing with this shit. And when I started dealing with this shit, I was dealing with the shit from the band. And I was rewatching the shit from the band and all this shit. And then a lot of this shit started going viral again at some point. I don't know if y'all remember that. That
Yeah,
shit was going viral. And it was, I literally, bro, I watched all that shit again, bro. That shit was so dope. I was like, damn, this shit is amazing.
yeah,
And I was
for
watching
sure.
all, and I'm just watching all this shit. And it was crazy to me because I'm just like, damn, this nigga Diddy a clown. I'm like, man, this nigga Diddy a clown. It's just, you just notice it. I'm like, this nigga's a clown. He's not talented.
Uh,
He's not whatever. It's just like, okay, anybody, anyway. So I just like, damn, okay. Then I just see how he did all his niggas. I just see all of them. Um, Chopper, bro, not Chopper, my bad. The nigga Fred wanted to kill the nigga, bro. He was like, bro, I was gonna kill this nigga, gang.
yeah,
You
I
know?
definitely saw them clips of Freddie going in,
Yeah,
talking about,
when that was happening and all that was, and it was like, so you want me to not believe this, man? That's why I'm just like, bro, let's stop protecting the niggas that's clowns. You know what I'm saying? So like, even with the Hassan Campbell shit, it's like, okay, bro, he's telling you Africa Bombada did this shit in the community, bro, and no one really cares, and that's why this shit happened with him. This nigga low key, he ain't right for how he handled that demo, but at the same time, I understand what he's saying because he's like, okay, so everybody want to talk about this cashy shit, but I told you, 8 years ago that this shit was happening right now to niggas, and you didn't even give a fuck. Y'all was calling me gay and shit.
right, right.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? All
I
jokes
posted
aside,
the clip. I posted the clip on one of my YouTube channels of the Fred and Ness fight.
bro. Oh
Man,
man,
that shit done did so many views. Like to this day, man, they still comment on that thing. Like
bro,
it was
that shit so
classic. It was a
that shit
classic.
so fucking funny, bro. Oh my god, that shit's so funny, bro. It's so funny because this how you know this shit. It's like,
TikTok.
you know what's funny, bro? You know what viral is before what viral was before things was going viral. You feel me?
Yeah,
When niggas would see shit in mass and internalize it to the point where if you went somewhere else after you saw some shit and was like saying some shit or mimicking it or something like that, and niggas be like, "Oh yeah, I do," and you just kind of go into it. That was like viral. You
right.
feel me? Then, like, it wasn't like it now. So then it was like that. It's like certain shit. It's like niggas will have like this photographic memory thing, and we all kind of share it. It's like a Akashic record or something. It's like niggas just know. You know what I'm saying? Like when Mike Tyson bit the nigga ear. It's just like niggas just, you could just think about it for a second and you just go there. It just take you there. You already know what we talking about. You know what I'm saying? Or these virals or these moments that niggas just know. Even like Tupac getting killed or some other shit. It's just shit. It's just like boom. You know what I mean? All niggas just kind of know that shit. That's
Hey,
that kind of shit.
and and another thing too, with that clip I just sent y'all, like I changed the default picture to them face to face, and that kind of helped people click on it. You know what I'm saying? So I really changed the default picture to them facing off like that. When them boys come in the goddamn crib, he'll trying to smoke a cigarette. Your boy Farnsworth, he just left the steps. He just left them niggas there. So shit.
Yeah, he said, "Hey man," he said, "Go, bro, smoke cigarette, bro. He's like, go outside, smoke a cigarette, bro.
Man, you
Bro,
check
that
that
shit
comment.
was so, bro.
You check that comment section on that right there, boy. That shit had me laughing for days, man.
Bro, cause that shit, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, shit, bro. I'm being dead ass, bro. Cause niggas is old now, bro. But I'm telling you, when I went back and rewatched this shit, bro, it was like certain like time frames. It was like just photographed in my memory, bro. I already knew what the fight looked like. I remembered it still, like literally. I just knew it was gonna be funny, and I went back to it. It was exactly the way I wanted. And you know what I'm saying? I was like, this
You
shit
didn't know what they
fucking
were doing,
funny
man.
as hell. Bro, man, and even that, like, that was like your first reality TV moments, like that in real world and shit, where niggas was fucking and fighting and shit and being
Mhm.
drunk and shit, acting belligerent and shit. That was that was all kind of starting that shit. You know what
Now
I'm
I
saying?
would say, now I definitely was a real world fan. Now, like
Oh,
them first
definitely.
3-4 seasons. I mean, it was still lit after that, the spinoffs and shit. But
Yeah,
them first 3-4 seasons, man, shit, real world was
bro.
lit. Nigga.
Man, bro, I swear, bro, it was like that shit brainwashing, man. Cause that shit used to be in like Vegas and all these dope places and shit, and it'd be like all these bitches and shit and stuff. I'd be like, damn, this is what niggas is living like. I'm like, this is what niggas is doing. I'm
And then
like,
we found out reality shows are not real reality.
you feel what I'm saying?
Real with some extra.
You get what I'm saying? And you
Yeah.
find out, yeah, like, and then I even remember the first time. I think we talked about this. The first time where the niggas they started. Well, it wasn't like I don't want to say it was like brand new or some shit. But like at the time, they were slowly implementing like niggas being gay and shit, and in certain like social settings, like TV shows and shit like that, and like within the
I,
entertainment. You know what I'm saying? They start doing that with the real world shit. The nigga, you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
openly came out as gay on the show. And niggas was
It's
like,
like they
wow, that's
needed
dope.
at least one gay person for each season there.
And that was again, that was like a viral moment. So it's like a niggas where niggas watch it, everybody watch it in mass, and they all internalize those moments, and they go back later, and you be like, "You seen? Ooh, yeah." It was like, "Yeah, this." And that." That's like a viral moment. And if niggas all see something, it takes it to the next level. It's like it's automatically just damn near gonna happen. So it's like if you automatically paint this like perception of niggas is invincible
Yeah.
and they just you can just always get away with the fuck they would you just you know what I mean? That's how you got to put your what I'm saying internalize shit for yourself. That's the whole point. He you do the same thing. You never did nothing, so nothing bad's gonna come to you. You get what I'm saying? That's how the niggas moving. They don't operate the same way niggas operate. This nigga understands everything niggas is talking about because he's done whatever he truly wants to do because he's damn near knows he's not even really himself like that. He can
Right.
do this shit. It's whatever. And then that's a deeper level. But to be honest with you, let's bring it more to the surface. On a surface level, I have $1 billion, bitch. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do.
And that's what it is, though, right there. You just said
Whatever
it.
I choose to do, I will just do
You
it. I
got
have
the
this
money. You
money,
can
nigga,
do
and I'm a
whatever
stand on
you
it.
want.
I'm a stand on it. That's how I can get your car blew up in front of your crib, nigga, and nobody knows. The
But
fuck?
and that's the thing, though. Again, the money is the one that actually you feel like it could control a lot of things. And
That's a big fact.
sure he was taking care of her, but you're gonna do this for me. You're gonna let me go ahead and monitor where you go. I'm gonna make sure. It was talking about that he even had her personal medical records.
Crazy.
I mean, that's I don't
Nah,
even.
it's a lot, man. Even I was reading in one of the little
Yeah, I
documents.
remember that.
It say she got some implants, and he didn't like how they looked, and within a week of her getting them, he made the doctor take them out and redo them. And they say she was crying and she didn't want to do it, but he say after a week of surgery he ain't like them things, and he had her go back under the knife and get them things redone within a week. So
And that would have been worse because she's
She
still
could have
trying to
died
recover
from
from
that.
the first surgery.
Yeah,
and
she could have died from some shit like that.
it was another incident where young Jock was talking on Vlad. He was talking about he was in the club, and he said Diddy seen a white lady on the TV screen or something with her hair shaved off. So he came over there to Cassie where they was sitting at, and he said, "Hey Cassie, I want you to shave your hair tomorrow." Like Like, you know what I'm saying? Young Jock was like, he was saying, you really gonna do that? She was like, yeah, I'm gonna do whatever you want, you know. But
Because he got the money. Hey, he was taking care of her.
Period.
and
Period.
who was that with the about the blow up car? That was what's your boy name? With good music. That was with good music. The same day and night. What's his name?
So Cuddy, yeah, Cuddy ass, yeah,
Yeah, cut it.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But it was a smart move right there. But though, guess what though? Even though that shit went viral, he said it is some truth to that. But he didn't say that Puffy blew up his car. He did say his car got blew up, but he didn't specifically say Puffy's name. But he said it's truth to her story. But he didn't say Puffy blew his car up, but his car did blow up. So and that Puffy did say I blow your car up, but he didn't say Puffy did it, but he said his car did blow up in the driveway.
And they said though too, like there's witnesses that said of him beating her up, like his staff, his employees. They have heard him the way he talked to her. Obviously, he was trying to do this and she'll do it, and he didn't care. I mean, everybody knew about it.
Right.
But again, everybody was scared because again, he had the money. He was in control. Those were his employees. Yep. What are you gonna do? That's the boss.
He got the bag. It's just a level where you gotta know, these niggas. I was getting so like, just seeing all the stuff people were saying and looking at stuff that was going on in some of those rooms on the app and also I'm just like, yo, y'all, bro, like this shit crazy. It's like niggas don't realize what this shit is. It's like you were saying the Young Jock shit. He was like, do this shit. She was like, I'm gonna do this shit. That's why it's like you can't be getting on his shit and tears and shit. At that moment when she said I'm gonna do this shit, she knew at some point I'm gonna cash out, bitch. She knew that then.
And that's the thing, though.
You gotta be real.
The thing is, though, as I'm reading this article, they're also saying that well, he will have her engaged in sex acts, with other people, with other men, and while he masturbated, and he will actually take pictures. He will film all this. But again, there has to be that proof. If that's what she's saying, allegedly saying, I'm sure they're gonna go look into it. I mean,
it's over now. She done settled. So, that shit is done. It's over. Ain't nothing else gonna come of that right there.
But again,
I don't think that necessarily gonna come out of it either. Unless they put some shit together.
I think she did probably sign an NDA or whatever you call it at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? That thing ran out.
Yeah.
And, she was able to buy.
That's what I was gonna finna ask you. So do those run out after a certain time, y'all?
Yeah, they definitely run out. You know what I'm saying? Okay. They ain't in a relationship no more. And I think she got a time limit within that shit to file, So they said somebody was coming up, but hey, I ain't trying to dog Diddy out. He's definitely probably guilty in some form or fashion with this shit. It's a lot of shit going on. He stole it from what's the nigga name? Ron Leslie. That's who she was dating in the beginning, and he stole her from him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Oh shit.
And, they say his career ain't been the same since. They say he stole for a few years. You know what I'm saying? And snatched them from him. And probably said, shit, hell, I kill you, all type of shit. So,
he stepped away.
He took the L, but
hey, man, salute to Ryan Leslie, man. He's definitely like one of the greatest producers I ever seen do shit. Like he's amazing. So it's like salute to him. That's what I'm saying. It's like producer, just no credit. It's just all the guys not getting no credit, man. Salute to Static Major, man. Salute to the guys not getting no credit, man, all the artists and stuff. Because these are guys that deserve that credit. It's like Diddy getting the shit over these niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Devontae Swing, too.
Come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
He did a lot for Bad Boy and Death Row.
But even though she settled already, okay, again, like I said, this is not the end because then now we have his former president label got sued too. He got sued um, for allegedly grooming and sexually assaulting his assistants. So that was just even less than a week before the whole P. Diddy thing came out. And now, again, he's being, Pierre is being sued by someone. And, again, they're saying he was engaged in a year-long pattern of grooming the plaintiff, leading to sexual harassment and sexual assaults. And this was happening in 2016, 2017. So you know what's going to be going on.
Yeah, man, very unfortunate. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if they could really necessarily put it on them like that though. Like if that's the case, they would use other niggas.
Macy's is fizzling out his brand. What's the name? What's the his liquor brand? They're trying to take him down as the face. 50 Cent just posted some shit. Like it's going downhill for that boy. I'm pretty sure different brands gonna start pulling.
You know what's funny? You remember when he did the Joker thing, and then they sent him the letter to cease and desist when he wore the Joker outfit for Halloween last year.
Right.
And it's crazy to me because I'm like, okay, why can't Diddy dress up as a Joker? What's wrong with that? Maybe these niggas already knew this type of shit was going to happen.
Man, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I just feel like, they ain't want him. You know what I'm saying? They look at him as, copyright infringement or whatever you call that shit, just how big he is. And, which I don't blame him, but shit, he went as what, Batman this time, didn't he?
Right. That's I like how he did that though. I really like how he did that. I like he did that.
It depends on who it is. So I guess
I like how he did that to them niggas though. Fuck them.
Yeah. He went to another goddamn hero. You know what I'm saying? Well, super villain or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Comic book character. But yeah, man, he did it, boy. It's been rough for the boy in the past week, man.
Man, and this, and that's why I'm like, I may sound like I'm bashing him, but I don't really want nothing like negative to be, viewed through this. It's just the reality of the aspect. I understand what's going on. And since this shit is prevalent, it's like it is what it is. I'm saying something about it, but that's just my personal opinion. And the thing is, if I didn't talk about this shit a year ago, it wouldn't be a certain thing. And that's why I felt angry about this shit before, because we're in the music industry. You telling me these young guys get in here and know what's going on and don't know. I mean, and they're supposed to just know that they're being exploited in these deals and get took over and put in these situations where bad shit happens to them and shit. And they, like, you think, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You think I'm just supposed to accept that? Like, oh, Diddy did it, so it's okay. Like, yeah, it's a lie. It's like, come on, bro. No, we don't do that.
Right.
The reality is the guy did this foul shit. It's unfortunate. He was a part of some really great people, careers, and all that stuff. He's like a prominent figure in hip hop. Salute him for that. But it's just too prevalent. The stories with it. It's just too prevalent. The accusations are too prevalent when it comes to this guy. That's why you would even say like the situation where just mentioned, oh well, Cassie was talking to 50 Cent. It's like, okay, so why was 50 always talking crazy about this nigga? And he was fearless with it. He didn't give a fuck about it. He was one of them niggas where he couldn't punk him. So he couldn't do the shit he did. As you see, and did anybody blow up 50's car?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Anybody steal 50, bitch? No. You know what I'm saying? No. Anybody did 50 over the balcony and shake his ankles and shit for loose change and shit? No.
Mic check. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. We can hear you, gang. But you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, niggas didn't, you know what I'm saying? Niggas didn't swing him over his shoulders like this with him. They didn't do that to 50, did they? No, they didn't. They couldn't. He's not going for it. So all these years, it's like this the thing. All these years, this nigga been saying shit about this nigga. He's been painting the picture for us.
Right.
And now it just kind of just literally comes out like, this is why I've always picked on him. This is why I've always did this. This is exactly because I actually know what these niggas have actually done.
Right.
He's
Right.
been painting this picture for niggas. And then there's been too many accusations. It's like it's not just niggas saying this niggas doing X, Y, and Z. It's the other guys. It's these journalists, it's reporters, these other guys. They all have confirmed some of this stuff. So that's why it's like it's even interesting because when this topic was going on, the other topic that was coming out was the Will Smith situation where the nigga said he's into having sex with Dwayne Martin and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what y'all think about that?
Crazy.
I haven't really read much about it. Uh, What's going on with him?
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the demo is,
Oh, my
um,
mic fucking up.
you know what I'm saying? The demo is, you know what I'm saying? So, okay, there was an assistant. Okay, so I'm gonna try to break this down as simple as possible because this is why it's just the whole thing crazy. So
Yeah.
there's an assistant that works for Will, I guess. I guess Will and Zeta and Jada. Um,
Right. Wait, former.
yeah, former. Yes, this guy is former. Um, and the guy basically says, "Hey, I was working for Will." And I walked into a certain scenario where I saw Will and Dwayne Martin having sex. Now, for me personally,
Right.
here's the thing, right? This is me personally. I know the guy's probably telling the truth. The reason I think the guy, my personal opinion, the reason I think the guy is telling the truth is, for one, specifically to mention Dwayne Martin, and we haven't seen bro since like, you know what I mean? What was the show? Not All My Kids or some shit. Some shit like we ain't seen bro in forever, bro. He
It's
was
been a
he on how to be a player or some shit like. It's been a grip, bro. And I'm not giving disrespecting him because you know what I'm saying. But I'm just just keeping it real. Like,
Yeah, he was in what's it what?
Was it Juice? No, he wasn't in Juice. Was it Juice? He was in Juice. No. He was in some other shit, bro. He was in some.
What's he
He was in
from?
some other
What
shit.
movie he was playing basketball?
Um,
It was balling with one of the moves with Pac in it. Pac came to the
um,
while he was playing
above
basketball,
the
he
rim,
came
above the rim,
what was that movie he was
above the
playing
rim,
basketball?
above
Yeah, that's the
above the
one.
rim. That's what you're talking about. Yeah. So you give,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. That's what we knowing this man for. I haven't thought it's 2023. Ain't nobody thought about this man. So for you to sit here and mention this man specifically is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's letting niggas know that like obviously you're not going to really move, in a certain way where it's going to be, I don't know, where your credibility's off, if that makes sense. So it's like the guy obviously is putting it, he's laying the foundation for you.
Hmm.
He's letting you see the whole demo. And it's like you kind of got to just be honest and say, this is too specific to mention.
Right.
And when niggas know this type of stuff, I've been in certain situations where you ever been in a certain situation where you either like maybe run into somebody and or you see some shit where people are talking about something and it's specifically detailing a situation you was involved in and you make you be like, damn, how this nigga know that? He wasn't there. How'd they know that? And why how did he
Right.
that means you had to come from this person or whatever. It's like that type of situation. It's too specific to be like this guy. He didn't have to mention that guy. He could have just been like, hey, he was in there doing whatever with a nigga. And niggas would just be like, oh, okay. But this the thing though, that doesn't sound as crazy. So from the flip side, I guess people that could say, well, he's lying. He just had to bring up somebody that sound like it would make sense and stuff. It's like, well, why not mention somebody who's more popular today, like Kevin Hart or something? You know what I'm saying? Or somebody else or something. I'm just
Right.
saying.
Why bring this
Not saying
person again?
Kevin
Like,
Hart isn't something, but I'm just saying everybody's doing whatever they're doing. But I'm not saying Kevin Hart is doing anything specifically. It's not about him. But I'm just saying, just anybody. Why not just say anybody that's actually doing something today?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I know why he mentioned his name.
Why?
He mentioned his name because that's his best friend. You dig? That's his best friend.
Oh,
You know, when he was going through his stuff with Tisha Campbell, because that's who he was married to.
Yeah.
You
right.
know, Will Smith was there to help him through that, but that was kind of like, you know, who else had a problem? What's the girl from and what's the light skinned girl from what's her name? How to be? I mean, Players Club. You know, she said Dwayne
Lisa?
Martin took her husband away from her
Yeah,
because her husband and Dwayne Martin, you know,
Lisa Ray and shit.
yeah, her husband, you know, divorced her, whatever. But she's saying basically that he was with him a lot of the times. But I think it's some bromance going on that the females can't understand, and you
Right.
know, this assistant is some credibility, I don't know how you say it, issues on him with, you know, Will Smith mentioned them in the book, but that's about that's about all he did. He claiming to be real close to the Smiths, but the Smith saying he was already trying to do some money grab type shit too. But I just think the only thing I had wrong with him being on Tasha K's platform for one.
Right.
You know, Tasha K do not have a real credible platform
Especially after this.
to shine
You
music
know,
in a real good light.
gang. Oh,
And then
hmm
they say
hmm
he called him in there and he was murdered. He was straight murder. Man, shut up, nigga. Talk, man. You ain't got no other word but murder.
He said,
I
It
know.
was straight
Yeah,
murder.
Let me be
murder.
quiet. Let me be
Nigga,
quiet.
cut it out, man. I don't need full details, but don't say it was murder. Nigga,
Shit.
cut it out, man.
Sometimes I
Tasha
feel like
K
I'm
took
being
that
murdered.
screen and
Shit.
Hey, he
it
has to
was
dress.
straight
I guess he
murder.
has to dress it up for it, gang. And this is why I'm saying,
It was straight murder. Man, be serious about this shit, man. You talking about murder, nigga.
It's saying
It was straight
it's saying
murder.
that Will was the one that was bent over the couch.
y'all sick.
Yeah. You know what I'm
Ah, see
saying?
you
Like,
see.
you know what I'm saying? They done made Will the bottom and shit.
Killing him.
And nigga, you talking about you had a key to the dressing room, like you been holding on to the key all day and shit. I remember I had a key to the dressing room, so I went to the dressing room.
Well,
You
you
had a
know,
key to the man.
gang.
Cut it out, man.
Okay, gang. Okay, gang. Let me put it like this, right? Okay, because this is okay. This is why. This is why I feel like okay. This is why I feel like it's too. Okay, for one, when that situation happened, I said, okay, I was kind of with you. What you saying, what you were saying was like, all right, bro, I'm feeling where you coming from. This is a nigga best friend. He working for these niggas. Maybe they pissed him off. He said, fuck these niggas. I'm gonna make them something. Get some pep. Whatever. Right? I feel like personally, this story isn't exactly story. It's not adding up on that level. It is what it is.
It was murder.
You know, you know, he had to dress it up for her. And for me personally, it's like, okay, the Taj K bitch ain't never gonna learn because it's just like she just get. It's like they gonna strain her to the gristle. It's like you have to literally be careful with this type of shit. You
Yeah.
can't. You just got out of the Cardi B shit, and the thing with me is, I feel like maybe to a degree she may have some type of safe, space to stand on this because she didn't necessarily say this situation happened and all that. This guy is saying, and her
Right?
platform doesn't endorse his
Yeah.
beliefs or persevere or perspective on any subject. This is theirs, that's a different thing. Those are two separate entities. So I
Right.
agree when it comes to like her confidence, I would say, because she hasn't really came out to say too much, like that. Like that's because she don't care. It's like she did whatever she's supposed to do. So
Right.
I give her that. But it's like it's just like, bro, you have to still be somewhat careful about certain shit because now you have people that's trying to bring up lawsuits. So now it's just stuff. Sometimes you have to get a lawyer unnecessarily to possibly protect yourself if that happens. You're spending money on that when you could not even be worried about that if you found another way to do that shit. You get what I'm saying? and not make it so much like where. But the thing is I don't know. Maybe I'm out of place because it's like
Straight trash
But
maybe
see,
I'm out of
story,
place though,
man.
bro.
Straight trash
Because it wasn't people. I
story.
think
You know, she gotta get her shit off. I
wouldn't people.
understand that. Shout out to the
You
black
think people would
sisters.
just judge her
But
regardless anyway though? You feel what I'm saying? Just because it's who she is. You get what I'm
well,
saying?
and that's the thing, though.
the type of content she
Yeah.
takes, you know, she's not faithful to black men. She gonna always go for black men. If there's some good news out there, she gonna run that shit. You know, she ain't got no, you know what I'm saying, no ties to the, you know, she gotta get her shit off because you know Cardi B in
Right.
that bag. So yeah,
Yeah.
she
Well,
gonna
You're
get
right.
it. I
You're
ain't
right.
much I
But that's
the
the
thing is,
thing. Go ahead, Jazz. My bad.
no, I was just gonna say about the whole Cardi B thing. Like Cardi B almost kind of started feeling sorry for her because she owed her all this money, and she was gonna, okay, maybe I need to rethink about how much money she owes me, and then she
Tasha
comes
K.
out with this
Fine.
stuff, and now it's like, well, she doesn't have that much credibility because again, she just went through with the whole Cardi B thing. That was a lie. Now you're going through this. What do you think?
And you know, and some people like Will Smith. You know, Carter B said it. Like she just feel like Will Smith, you know what I'm saying, been taking all this shit and you know, somebody is bound to blow. You know what I'm saying? Somebody is bound to snap with all this type of slander going around. And you know, if you ask me, Will Smith been taking all this fairly well. He trying to come up out of that shit. He got back with Jazzy Jeff. They doing goddamn shows, summertime, all that shit. You know, he got another movie that's supposed to be dropping in another year or so. I mean, I don't know, man. He was just trying to get up out of this shit with the your boy Chris Tucker. I mean, not Chris Tucker, but Chris
Yeah.
Rock.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, he barely getting up out of that shit, and he turned to hip hop. I like the fact that he came home to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? He had some of these 50 years of hip hop shows and shit. He out here touring with other fellow rappers and shit. And here go this bullshit right here, man.
Right.
Yeah. You know, the thing is,
I mean, but
bro, it's
that,
just like I said, I don't know, man. I just feel like the guy is.
They ain't gonna be able to take him down, man. That nigga Will Smith,
Oh,
he
he
gonna
gonna be
survive
straight.
all
It's not
this
even.
shit.
It's no way that can happen. It's just more the level where it's like outside of. Okay, clearly, I think that.
Puffy, I don't know.
Mm,
Puffy, I don't know. He ain't got no squeaky
no,
clean background. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling what else, you know, motherfuckers coming up 10, 8 years, somebody, a female might think of some shit that nigga did to his, you know what I'm saying, to her goddamn, hold up, I got this footage where this nigga did this shit, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, ain't no telling with that nigga right there.
man, but all the stuff that's coming out, though, I've been reading about it since we talked about it earlier. Like the whole, again, another famous actor, Jamie Foxx, is facing sexual assault and battery charges. And this just happened. This is something that happened in 2015 in New York.
I don't
All
necessarily.
this stuff is going in New York.
Hey, man, I definitely don't believe Jamie did it. So, you know, I'm gonna say that's fake news on that one for sure. I think
You think that's fake?
Yeah, for sure. Because the bitch. Okay, so same thing. It's like if this happened. Okay, Cassie's situation is so different because she was in a literal relationship with dude. Why are you waiting to 2023 to say this did something to you? There's some shit you would just put down in your little to-do list. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this didn't work for a come up. This didn't work for a come up. Okay, I still got the Jamie Foxx John. Let's run with this one. Like, what? It's 7 years later. Like, the Cassie shit is different to it. They were in a relationship. They were like notable couple figures within the industry. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like the shit she went through was monumental versus your one night of whatever that supposedly occurred. One
But
scenario.
again,
I don't know. I don't be seeing that.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know.
why wouldn't you
I mean, the
be?
girl saying,
Because okay, there's a
the girl
circumstance.
saying, he finger popped her on the rooftop.
Oh, he got up in that. He got up in that cooter mama.
They say, yeah, they
Again,
say he
they're
finger
fans.
popped.
I don't know, and I don't mean to sound insensitive, but I just do. I just feel like in those scenarios, it's like, okay, if that did happen in a certain way where she was taken advantage of, then that was obviously wrong. You get what I'm saying? So it's not even to joke around with. But the thing for me personally, it's like if you we just got done from Cassie to this, it's just it's almost like a night and day scenario to where this girl went through years of abuse and had so much to really like write a whole movie
But
about the shit
Right.
versus
but
you
you
getting
know
finger
what?
popped in the club or whatever the case may be, and you want to come out 8 years later and say this nigga damn near brushed up on me. I kind of gave him a little bit of the, you know what I mean, the energy, and
But
then he took the rest of the way, and I didn't necessarily say yes.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna just say Jamie Foxx finger popped me in the club and shit or whatever. Like I don't know.
She saying her friend and security
He
saw it.
just walked up to her and just did that to her.
Nah, he's saying, he say she looked like Gabrielle Union. He grabbed for the breast. He pulled her by the arm, you know what I'm saying? It was on a little rooftop. He grabbed the breast and he slowly made his hands down to, you know what I'm saying, in her pants. So, I don't know. She said a friend and one security guard saw it. I don't know. She probably got this. I ain't gonna say that. But ain't
Yeah,
no
it's really
telling,
no
man.
telling, man. I'm not buying it for Jamie for one, and then for two, if you compare this to that type of situation, this is why those situations be so like they don't really hold a lot of weight because it'd be like we can really obviously see the picture Cassie's painting here because of what's happened in all the scenarios that have went forward. What like history does Jamie Foxx have
Right.
with like DV cases or sexual scandals or shit like that? To my knowledge, not too much.
Right.
don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Not you get what I'm saying? Even with the Will shit, like who knows about what this nigga doing? We don't know. Everybody's talking about what Jada was doing. Niggas was special. They was talking about this one bitch he was fucking around with or something at a certain point in time, but and they said it was somewhat confirmed that it would actually happen that they was fucking around. But again, it's like it's still hearsay to a degree. There's no pictures. There's no songs. Niggas didn't jump in the studio and write a record and do a movie or some shit. It's
Mhm.
nothing that could really like say, hey, this guy did that. So now that this nigga's coming out and saying, hey, this guy did X, Y, and Z, he has to combat it. You know what I'm saying? Because if he doesn't, um, his image can take another blemish right after the Chris Rock shit. Even though niggas already have already
Right, right.
said, hey, certain people are doing certain types of shit, and I don't have to be whatever to put jackets on people. But like niggas have explained this for a long time, and this nigga's name has been in them type of conversations. You know what I'm saying? For a grip. It is what it is. It's not to be judgmental, but it's more on the level where it's like it's kind of like not news. So it's like if the nigga did fuck the nigga, who cares? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's more on the level where you know what I mean. I had to really look at what was happening and what was being said. So like you was saying earlier, bro, like it was hard for niggas to be like, I don't know, man. It's like the nigga kind of on some other shit. But then I seen the nigga on with Gorgeous Dre, bro. You know what I'm saying? And from that point, I
Dre.
was like, oh, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wait a minute. If he talking to bro, then he must be somewhat either solid or something. He gotta be solid somewhere. It's like if he's talking to bro, he's solid somewhere. It's nowhere. I was like, oh, okay, well, and then on top of that, he's explaining similar scenarios to this nigga, and I'm like, damn, okay, this shit kind of hard to kind
Right.
of ignore now. I could say Tasha K full of shit because she want to come up. That's why I even you know what I mean tried to pull her coattail a little bit. But like salute to her, whatever, do your thing. But with this guy, it's like this is this is bro. So if he talking to you,
Right.
on his
Right.
like on his shits or whatever, bro, that's a big deal. So it's like yeah, you must
Right. Yeah, he ain't with that
he ain't with
silly
the silly
shit. You know what
shit.
I'm saying?
This is yeah.
Yeah,
If he go chop it up with you publicly, then I'm gonna be like, yeah, maybe there is something to what you gotta say. Like that's why I'm like, okay, this must be some known shit. Then you see how the Kiki Palmer mama, she talking about, oh, this nigga Usher gay, and you see what's crazy to me. It's just like, okay, so everybody want to just be like, oh, they just talking shit about Usher. It's like, okay, yeah, you're right, you're right. They talk shit about Usher, right? But this is what's crazy, right? Out of that whole scenario of him singing to another nigga baby mama and BM and shit, and the BM wanna fuck and shit. That's the whole scenario. She just going for the nigga, right? How do you come out with
Mhm.
he's gay from that?
Man, social media, man.
I
You
don't
know,
know, no,
hey,
bro. On some real shit, bro. And I, man, fucks with Usher. Has nothing against these guys, but I'm just saying, how does he's gay come out of him stealing a nigga's BM? I'm trying to understand that because the scenario really is that, and then for niggas to paint a picture for the BD, they like, hey, he's gay, bro. So you tweaking? He don't want her. He gay for real. It's like, how does niggas coming out with that after that? It's like, I'm like, wait, it just again, it's just too like specific. It's too specific to a thing. It's like niggas ain't giving you an open ending with it. They not kind of alluding. They're straight up saying boom. And it's like, okay,
Well, yeah.
right.
how are you just going straight to the left like this? Like how are you feeling that solid to stand on that as Kiki Palmer's mom, bro? You get what I'm saying? Niggas ain't just
Just to
saying
get
this.
that attention.
She didn't know she's being recorded. You get what I'm saying? She didn't know she's being recorded like that. And if she did, it was like in the moment you just talking shit. You don't care that somebody's recording you. You just talking shit. Nobody, you not saying like, oh, this nigga gonna get his shit to TMZ or something. You don't give a fuck. You was talking your shit at that time. Maybe later on you might say whatever, but now that shit's out, it's like, okay, she didn't say, hey, go put this on YouTube, bro, and go. You know what I'm saying? She was talking that shit at that time. So it's like, how do you get to that? It's like some of this shit be just too specific. It be too just like, oh yeah, boom. Like niggas know what rumors is shit. Niggas have to sit down to a certain degree and kind of conspire and be like, yeah, like
Right.
no one's sitting around thinking about a Usher's gay rumor. No one gives a fuck. That's what I'm saying. No one even cares about this shit. No one's thinking about Dwayne Martin. No one really was even thinking about Diddy. But this shit just be too specific, and it's like you can't sit and be like, oh, you know what? This nigga. They just want the money. It's like I'm all for that shit, bro. But it's like beyond, what I mean, shaming a bitch or just putting this shit in a certain box and just saying it is what it is. It's
Right.
like we gotta be real. These niggas, some of these guys did these things.
Yeah, man.
They
That's a
did some
fact.
of this shit, bro. And we gotta just be real about it. And now that since we artists and shit, we gotta be able to say, okay, we watch these guys do this stuff. So here's the thing: we're not really going to allow these guys to do this stuff to us. You know what I mean? As
And
managers or
again,
artists or whatever.
it's something where, in the beginning, do you go ahead and, sue them? Because again, Cassie waited for so long. You don't know what PD has threatened her, I'm sure he has threatened her, all this stuff. He moved on with his life, but he still had control of her. Even though they weren't together, he had control of her and control everybody else that was around that time, just to keep their mouths shut.
Right.
I mean, we could go back again with R. Kelly. Look how much he paid so many people just to keep their mouth shut for so long. He had control. I'm sorry, but the money controls people, especially if it's, oh, I see a celeb. Okay, that's anybody. You see a celeb, you're ready to go ahead and do whatever. If you're gonna go ahead and try to see if you can fuck them, so then you can tell other people, hey, guess what? I fucked, R. Kelly, or I fucked, P. Diddy, or whatever like that. Come on. You would go ahead. Nobody would go ahead and sleep with them if they had the opportunity. And then these guys, the celebs, are the ones that have the money. They could go ahead and control it however they want to. It's like, okay, this woman is gonna go ahead and basically sleep with me, so let me go ahead and take advantage of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or because you have money, not even knowing that they're gonna sleep with you. You're the big celeb. You think you go ahead and get away with everything because, again, if they have an issue, fine, I'll just pay you. You're gonna keep hush, and that's it. Then move on to the next person.
Right. You know what's crazy to me is now that we get to that point, and you said that right. It's like one person gets done a certain way, right, and then they move to the next person, right. It's like it's chain. It's like
Yeah.
it's just like the chain of command or some shit, or like the circle of life. I'm not saying that somebody had to do something to Diddy, but at the same time, for Diddy to be doing this kind of stuff, he would have to be like really just, you know what I mean, like you know, sadistic. You know what I'm saying, and like it's beyond just saying, yeah, I want me and my bitch to be swingers or something. You know what I mean? She was saying he raped her, he did this, he did that. A lot of foul stuff, right? So it's like the accusations is pretty strong. So it's
Yeah, man.
beyond, you know what I mean? You
And
know,
just
it's
like
beyond that.
just like with it's a lot of cases coming out. I was just reading up on the Jimmy Iovine, the co-founder of Interscope Records, sued for sexual misconduct, and it gave a little clarity in his suit right here of what's really going on. But yeah, they say he's being sued for sexual abuse, unwanted touching, sexual harassment, and retaliating against her. So I guess he retaliated against her. But they say the woman is asking for various types of financial compensation, including payment for legal fees. The lawsuit against Levine is part of a recent wave of similar lawsuits in the music industry. This increase is happening because the deadline in New York law that allows people to sue for old incidents of sexual misconduct that they normally couldn't because of time limits. So that's why
Right.
all these people in the music industry is trying to beat this deadline. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Yeah. That might be why all this shit is simultaneously taking off one level where you got all these shits, they trying to file all these shits back to back, especially since a lot of them they was like probably straggling with maybe finalizing some of their shit, getting a lot of their shit together, and they seen her get her shit. They said, "Yep, boom, got to get it in right now."
Boy,
Boom.
they moving them
They
shits
said,
in
"Boom,
right
gotta
now.
go." They like, yeah, and you see a
Well,
lot of
everything
these,
Deadline
expires
coming up, boy, all this
tomorrow.
shit coming out.
bro. You see a lot of these guys had to fucking, like Russell Simmons had. He said he had to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like Russell Simmons was like, "Nigga, I'm out." You feel me? Russell Simmons said,
Man,
"Nigga." The nigga hit Bally and said, "I'm gone, nigga." He said, "Tuh, you never gonna get me." And you know what I'm
and
saying? So
Trey
he told
Songz, Trey
Trey
Songz,
Songz, I don't know how he moving the way he moving, but yeah, it's been a lot of shit going on with him too, bro. A lot of shit. It's crazy.
lawsuit with him, you know what I'm saying, of exposing a female breast was
Right,
dismissed.
right,
The judge said the accuser waited too long to file. She waited
right,
too long to file that. She probably would have had a case.
right, right. And that shit crazy, bro. The thing with him what
But
was crazy, because you remember the
yeah,
Selena Powell bitch was talking about all the shit, was talking about some damn he did this and this happened and that happened and that happened. There was another bitch saying the same shit like this was going on. He made us do this, made us do that. And I was like, okay, this is kind of crazy to some degrees. They're painting a picture that can be believable. But then it came out that some of that stuff, like I guess the girl, it was like another scenario where the girl was trying to sue him for doing something, for like just touching her breast or something at a party or something. And then the video came out where she touched on him first and then he touched on her. You know what I'm saying? And then it was like, oh, you just trying to get this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like again, so that's why it's like clearly like there are plenty of scenarios where women be on the con shit. We know that. You know what I'm saying? So, you
Yeah,
know,
but then also
that
it's like,
happened with him.
come on, it works both
But it's
ways because, like I said, you have money because I don't see like a nobody getting sued for a whole bunch of money.
uh-huh.
But the celebs, they think that they can do whatever they want. I mean, you could
Right.
see, and it's not just this. I mean, come on, when you're a celeb, you were able like the young celebrities, the young stars that were able to go into clubs, and they were still minors, but they were able to go to clubs, drink, do coke, do whatever, okay, and it
Right.
was okay because they were famous. They're able to do whatever they want because they had the money.
Right.
and
Right.
plain and simple. So they think, oh, because I have money, I'm allowed to go ahead and grope her titties for a while, or I could go ahead and stick my finger up her pussy if I want to, because
Yeah.
I'm a big celeb and I feel like she's gonna go ahead and let me because I am, so and so.
Yeah.
I mean, and it can happen again both ways. Like I said too, these women, they try to do that. They try to flirt with these big sellers because they know they have money, so they're trying to see what they can get. So
You know what I'm saying? And that's really truly my whole thing. It's more one ways than not. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So it's not just one way with this shit. That's why, like I was explaining, like how the scenario with certain people is questionable versus other ones. I would more so believe because I mean, here's the facts of the matter. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a real come up for women or anybody that could be in a victim predicament. You know what I mean? Because it could be assault. It don't have to be sexual assault. It could just be what if the nigga got beat up or whatever. It's easy to say this celebrity guy took advantage of me. You know what I mean? Or this guy who has more a notoriety than me. He took advantage of me. You know what I mean? It's easy. It happens every day. But my scenario, like how I think is it's everything. It's not just one thing. So obviously, yes, there's a play involved. The nigga actually did do the shit. So the person's telling the truth to a certain degree, whether they fabricated a scenario to put the truth within it, or they're giving you the truth flat out. You get me? So there's some truth to what the person's saying. Then you also got the flat out side to the defense of who the person is being accused.
Right.
They have a defense also. So it's like it all is a picture that's being painted. It's not just one thing. It's not just Cassie just right. It's like, yeah, Cassie also went along with the demo, but Cassie also was taken advantage of. Diddy also told her what the demo was. She also agreed with it. So it also clears him of certain karmas or certain levels. She knew what was happening. Why you think she said, yeah, I'm gonna
yeah,
cut my
but
fucking
then
hair off?
but
She
then
said
she
cut my
probably
hair.
could have
Yeah.
agreed to whatever he said, because if she didn't agree, he
Right.
would go ahead and beat her up. There was employees,
He was
his
gonna blow her
staff that
car too.
well, I'm just saying, yeah,
Yeah.
threats.
Yeah.
He was threatening her or her friends. Basically, if you ain't gonna do this
Right.
shit, then just wait till we get home.
Right.
That's typical domestic violence. You're really controlling that person, mentally controlling them,
Right.
making them do whatever they want. On top, you're throwing this money because again, you got the money. You're a big celeb. You think you're untouchable to a certain point.
Right. Right.
Because then it goes back with so many cases. Like we said, R. Kelly, that was a huge case right there.
Huge.
Bill Cosby as well. Come on, it's like
Huge
they
cases.
think the big celebs again. They have control. Bill Cosby, come on, his show was the one that was making the most money at that time. He was big and everything like that. So why don't you think he will go ahead and do what he can? If he can go
Right.
ahead and just show the money or whatever because of who he is, well, I'm Bill
Right.
Cosby, and they'll do
Right.
it. Yeah. And
Right.
they go do it because again, the way I feel, and this is because I'm not, the people I work with, being in the music industry, and I have seen a lot of females tell me this, that it's kind of hard for a female to be in the music industry, to go ahead, try to be taken seriously, because again, they're females and the music industry is a male dominated world.
That's true.
Uh,
Very true.
so to me, the way I felt is like when I was hearing this women a lot of times in the studio, it's like it's hard for them at that time to go to a studio because the producer, the engineer, whatever, they would try to hit on them. It's like, oh, well, I'll make sure, I'll go ahead and have your, free studio if you, do this for me, suck my dick or whatever, so they felt like they were pressured. Why are you
Right.
smiling?
Right.
Don't
He
be
said.
laughing.
He said agree to the terms.
Agree to the terms, right? They
And
agree to
she
the terms.
said okay. That's how they. And there, the
I'm
story
just
was
saying
that.
it just happens a lot because it is more of a male dominated world because
Right.
and the male figures are always more in a controlling position, whether in any
Uh-huh.
type of job, they could be the CEO, the boss, your manager, supervisor, but because they're in a higher authority, they feel like they have some kind of control.
Makes sense. And they do exploit people. I mean, they do
They
exploit
do,
people for different reasons.
right?
So I agree.
It
That's
is,
why this shit just, you know what I mean? It's just crazy to me. You know what I'm saying?
and
And not to go back into the Dwayne shit, but it's interesting that shit came to my head, right? Because we mentioned the NDA shit. That's another thing that goes for the other side of the situation where it's like, okay, well, how can we believe you necessarily when they made all their employees do NDA? So how are you able to speak this? So are you saying the NDA is over? You know what I'm saying? How were you able to write a book
right?
if you weren't supposed to be, if you work for them, all the employees were supposed to get NDAs, right?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that type shit.
Hmm. Interesting though, but it is. It's something where it has been where they would control again if they're in a higher authority. They would try to go ahead and control. You feel like you have that power.
Right.
So adding not just that being in that position, but also having that money, that even makes you more powerful.
Right, and that lets niggas know, like, hey, I need to be played. So that's why I was just, that shit was just interesting to me in general. Like the whole thing, I was just like, wow. So the nigga really is on this type of time for one, and then two, he's willing to pay whatever it takes to keep this shit solidified. He don't
And
want
they
this
were
shit to get
paying money.
exposed. He don't want this shit to seep out like gas. He wanted to keep this shit solid. He want to keep this shit on ice. Like he don't want this shit out. So he paid that bread, keep that door closed. So I can respect business moves as business moves take place, but generally speaking, like it just explains what happens in this industry, what's truly going on, and I can't respect I just can't respect the whole thing because you know what I mean. If you're telling me a lot of this stuff is going on, and no one really cares to speak on some stuff is crazy. That's why except like 50 or certain other people that was actually pointing fingers at this nigga, like, yeah, this nigga's like not a good guy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And that's the thing with like 50 cents. Like it was saying in an article that all of a sudden he started getting pictures to his phone. He didn't know who they came from or whatever like that, but he was receiving these pictures of what was going on. Was P Diddy what he was doing.
Oh,
And there was another thing that was showing in another article that there was a one time a situation where they were at this hotel and Pete Diddy actually paid the hotel. This allegedly paid them $500,000 in order to get all this video footage from them because he was witness in a video that he was beating her up, Cassie. So
got you.
so they were
Uh,
able he was able to pay them. And that's the thing though. So
man,
again,
if that came out, bro, oh
being
my
a
god.
celeb like that, you are being extra messy. You're being extra sloppy because you don't care what you're doing, and you're gonna do it. And all you had to do is pay those people to hide that shit, the evidence.
Well, basically, that's all you gonna do. That's all you can do. I mean, the situation is already out there. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's just fucked up that you know what I'm saying. Like I would say, like maybe Cassie and other people, you know what I'm saying, that had to endure certain things for a long time, had to wait to plan their way out of certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because initially you may agree to some shit, but then later on you might be like, this shit is trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't finna do this shit. And you be like, how I'm finna get out of this shit? Because this nigga's a piece of shit. And then you just figure a way out. And then you take it, and then you figure out a way to actually get, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
rewarded for what you went through type shit. That's why, like for me, I'm not gonna sit here and say a bitch that got popped off in the clubs allegedly deserves all this money because of whatever. It's like I don't really necessarily believe you over a girl that's I witnessed with a guy, was dating a guy, and all this other. It's like all this some circumstantial to a degree stuff that goes around the situation that can be related or correlate with it. It's like it's too much with this. I really believe a lot of this stuff was happening with you. You said Jamie Foxx did whatever to you. It's like maybe that did happen. You know what I'm saying? But for me personally, for you to wait 7 years for it is crazy. What were you waiting for specifically? Maybe they were waiting for, because I mean, to be honest with you, I guess, is this bill, the survivor bill or the survival act or whatever, is this about to be done away with, right?
Well, the thing is, that's what they're going through because it expires tomorrow. And this was just basically, it was
Wow.
approved in May of 2022. And it was a state law that allowed alleged victims of sexual offenses for which the statute of limitation has lapsed to file civil suits for a 1 year period. So even though it couldn't gone, to higher, they were able to file civil suits within this past year. And
Got it.
so basically, it was more like, well, I just need some closure. Let me go ahead and file this because for whatever reason. And
Right.
and like I said, it's nothing like small. There's over 2,600 cases that were filed within the past year, from going to them to even the President Donald Trump. There was a gynecologist here that they said to that got a lawsuit filed, and all these were in New York, just in New York itself.
Yeah, I heard the situation. It was a lot of. Well, I don't know. Specifically with Trump, it was one situation that was going on. Uh, they supposedly got him on video camera with a prostitute or something. Um, then there was some other shit that came about. So like I could believe that. I mean, it's whatever. Niggas gonna fuck bitches, right? And rich niggas is somewhat like the biggest tricks to a degree sometimes. So motherfucker might just pay a bag and let you know off rip. I'm gonna pay that bag.
Right. And again, lawsuits against celebs have been going on for so long,
Right?
sexual
And bitches love
assault cases.
tricks. You know what's crazy to me? I'm realizing bitches love tricks, but that's another topic. Go ahead.
That's another topic.
Another one.
You tell right now.
That's another one. That's another.
Well, and again, nobody's really innocent in this because there's always a motive for something. It's a motive to probably maybe ruin their career or like we said, money. Well, and again, it's like again taking like you say, why is it taking so long? Nobody really knows that answer because again, it does just take long to just even
I get it.
make that decision that you want to go forward. Again, threats,
Not that I.
whatever
Yeah. Yeah.
form
Right.
that stopped it.
Right. There is a backstory. I agree, but
Yeah,
I don't know though. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. For me personally, like I said, my personal opinion, which I'm ignorant, I'm a nigga. I don't give a fuck. But personally, I just don't see that particularly. But I can't take an experience away from someone who experienced it. So if this did happen, I mean, hey, it's what it is. Then it's the truth. So my whole thing is just generally, hey, I see a lot of these situations that happen that are not the truth. So I don't take those serious versus a situation like you have here, Cassie, that's dealt with years of abuse and it's been somewhat documented to the level where she was going to actually tell everybody what was going to happen unless the nigga gave her 30 million and the nigga gave her the 30 billion. So it's outweighing any of those scenarios because we all seen the scenarios where these girls just say this stuff and it's not even really true like that.
right.
So it just
Oh
like
yeah.
it's hard to really kind of weigh those things out and say, okay, this is just as crazy as that. It's really not.
And that's the thing though. That's another thing they had to think about. If it is something that's not true, okay, well, what's gonna happen if once they find out it's not true?
They gonna go
You're
through
gonna
the
be more embarrassed than anything. You ain't gonna get the money. You're gonna be embarrassed. You basically whatever you're doing is gonna get ruined because of what you did. Why are you gonna file a false report?
Did you see the party, the party record that went?
No.
You didn't hear about that? Where he was talking about, he was talking about Meg Thee Stallion and all that shit. Crazy situation. He was basically just kind of like alluding. The situation with Tory is so crazy because it's like, okay, the nigga. Okay, so the nigga, he never said what happened to a degree. Never really said what happened. But the whole scenario has been painted. And the whole scenario, literally, everyone is saying the bitch did this foul shit. And she's really the problem. Everyone saying that. Even to the bitch Kelsey changing her story up on the stand and saying, yeah, I didn't see this nigga do that. Yeah, I didn't see whatever. Because she knows she was fighting this bitch. And she was doing whatever with it. Like, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And my whole thing, which is like, it's crazy that everybody just keeps thinking that, oh, Meg Thee Stallion is this, Meg Thee Stallion, woo. And it's just like, wait a minute. Like, okay, so why is Cardi just coming out and saying this right now? Okay, obviously, maybe he want to do a record. Maybe he just signed a deal. Maybe he just wants publicity. Maybe he want clout. It could be a lot of that too, right? But maybe let's not listen. Let's not think about why he's doing what he's doing, or thinking about maybe like what he's going to receive for what he's doing, and let's just
Yeah.
think about what he's saying. And what he's saying is everything everyone else was damn near saying. It's crazy. And the thing is, he didn't have, why say that? He could just come out and say anything. He could have came out and said, fuck Tory Lanez. Literally. And because if it's publicity, that would have been the perfect publicity. Fuck Tory Lanez. Da 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 da. What was gonna happen to him? Nothing. Nothing was gonna happen to him. Not saying about Tory because I fuck with Tory heavy, but like, I mean, just generally speaking, like, when nobody finna run this nigga out of the city or something, like, he could have lived comfortably after saying that. Tory locked up. He ain't got nothing to really deal with right now. That would have been the smartest thing to do for clout to a degree, especially for some real easy, quick clout. Easy. Niggas could have thought whatever they wanted to think about it in the scheme of things, but it's just the reality is it would have got everybody looking, so it wouldn't even have mattered. If he would have came out and
Yeah.
just dissed him or dissed the baby or something, that shit would have went viral. Even if he not with that shorty no more, like it just would have went viral. Like, yeah, I'm this nigga, yeah, I'm this that. It would have went totally crazy, but he didn't go that route. What route he went? He said this shit. Why? Cause it's damn near the truth, bro. He don't got it. Why would he agree? He don't got to agree with them niggas, man. Why you think he not with this bitch? If this bitch was such a victim, you don't think he would have stayed with her through all this trauma
Right.
and all this foul shit that supposedly happened to her, bro? The whole scenario is so crazy because the whole thing is him basically saying she was fucking all these niggas, and she was, bro. That's what
Right.
happens. That's what happens.
True.
That's what happens,
I
man.
mean,
And we had, and the niggas just try to do this fake professionalism shit. Like, oh no, we don't fuck each other. Yeah, we do. We do
right.
all the time. Let's just keep it real. The problem is just,
I mean,
look, you're not gonna tell everybody who you fucking, but at the same time, if you,
right.
the sheep niggas just gonna just go for whatever niggas say. Oh, he said he didn't fuck her, okay, or whatever the case may be. But it just be, man, look, I'm just keeping it real.
And the thing is, the whole thing was the whole Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion. Now, okay, that's her previous relationship, but then seeing her recent relationship,
With who?
there was stuff going on there that makes you question now.
With who? I don't even know if she was dating anybody.
Was Partisan Fontaine.
That's the guy. That's who came out and
Yes.
said the record and said.
But there was a record. Okay, so she's the one that put her single out first.
And what was her single?
Cobra.
What was that about?
About him, basically that she caught him with some girl sucking his dick. So She already came out with the song first, basically making him look like a bad guy, and then he comes out with his side of the story. So now it makes you think, okay, now you're going through this with him. You went with the thing with Tory Lanez. Okay, so now it's gonna make you look bad now because now you're going through more than one situation.
More than one scenario to where it's like you're not looking necessarily good because you telling me,
Right.
oh, the bitch sucked his dick and stuff. Yeah, you know what's crazy? The craziest part about this is you could be telling the 100% truth. The thing is though, we don't believe you over Tory and all these other allegations that have been clearly rehashed over and over again to the degree of where it's been confirmed in the court
Right.
what happened. After the niggas told us and said, hey, she was dating this nigga and she was dating this nigga. The nigga baby says, I was fucking on her and this was happening. The nigga party comes out and says, she was fucking these niggas. It's like, what are we gonna say? It's just what happened. And it's sad that my man's is locked up right now because the bitch was damn near just hoeing. And it turned into a demo that was uncontrollable. And it's fucked up.
And that's the thing, though. Again, it's like you know, she
All
ain't
that
perfect,
support.
come on. And now it's looking more like, okay, now the situation is kind of repeating again.
And look, and
And
I say
now,
salute to Houston, man. I ain't saying nothing against Houston people, Houston culture. I love Houston culture. I love Houston people. I love Texas, but I don't agree with what she's done. I don't agree with what she stood on. I don't. It's just too much going on with it. Salute to Tory. The situation is bad. We talking about melanated niggas that's going through this legal system and shit. No, I do not think this nigga shot her. I'm sorry. I just do not believe it. It's just what it is, man. And I say salute and free this nigga Tory, man. Straight up.
and that's the thing, though. I mean,
It's
now
what it
it's
is. I
making
just
you
don't believe
think,
it.
it's like, what are you really representing? Again, you went through that whole lawsuit with Tory Lanez, and now you're going with this drama with your recent man, and
Right, because what does he get for saying that? Like, I mean, he's a rapper, but he's not really a rap. He's a writer. He's a
he's a writer. He's
he.
Cardi B's
You
ghostwriter.
get what I'm saying? He's a yes, he's a writer. So he don't have to drop records. He can drop records whenever he want to, whenever he
Yeah,
feels like it. He don't got to drop no album. He gets so much money from writing. He don't have to drop no damn album. You know what I'm saying? He
exactly.
can do whatever he want to do. That's the
And
craziest
that's the
part
thing,
about it.
though.
So
She
why does
got
he have to
money,
say
so
this? He could just say you a liar, bitch, you a hating bitch, and you cheated on me. He could just say that. And
all right.
he said painted the picture perfectly that aligns with everybody else.
Hmm.
Not just because it's the thing to do. Maybe because it's sounding like it makes sense. It's like, okay, so the niggas all said, hey, Diddy did this foul shit to me. You know what I'm saying? So what we supposed to say? You know what? Um, she she you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Diddy lying or Diddy, they lying on Diddy. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. It's like, oh,
Right. It's the same
it's
thing.
the same thing. All these niggas said the same thing about you, so they just want to follow. They just all for clout. Everybody is on one cloud. No, man, it's this something's to this shit, bro. Everybody like Megan Thee Stallion is not the clout button. No one gives a fuck. Niggas are saying this shit because it's real. No one's even thinking about Megan Thee Stallion right now. Like, it is what it is. Megan Thee Stallion just another girl in the industry.
And that's the thing, though. Why put out false information like that? I mean, you're obviously making money. You're in
Mm-hmm.
commercials. You're
Mm-hmm.
doing this. You're doing good. Why are you gonna go ahead and tarnish your name?
Mm-hmm.
But it was saying, yeah, because on his track, the person, like you say, he don't have to drop tracks. He hasn't dropped that many tracks. Like you say, he's more of a writer than anything else.
Right.
And he just put this out because he's claiming that she's the one that was that she was the one unfaithful to him for the past 2 years that they were together, and they have been through the years. This is not just coming out right now. it's been coming out since she started seeing him that supposedly she's been linked up with other people, and now she decided to go ahead and bring that out in Cobra. So he had to, hey, it's not like that. It's not just her, because they have been on and off again. He kind of broke up with her because it wasn't just, she was being unfaithful and, she was drinking a lot. She has an issue with the drinking, how she acts while she's been drinking.
Mm-hmm.
That was another issue he pointed out because, again, that was an issue before with Tory Lanez.
Mm-hmm.
The drinking.
And that may be true or not true. And I'm not here to judge her on that level, but just generally speaking, it's just more like, hey man, free Tory Lanez, man. And I'm just sorry that guy has to go through this. And I wish he could have kind of avoided certain situations that night, but hey, this is where we at with it. But I say just free that guy. Not really going for the demo. Yeah.
But I mean, Party also like basically talked about her getting lipo, and come on.
He probably once he hit
just
some
don't want-
he probably hit some low blows. And I mean if she did get lipo, she got
He
lipo,
did.
whatever. I ain't judging her on that either. That's what she did for her body, her life. That's her decision. That has nothing to do with it. I more so all I care about is just what was said in this situation that ties into what we were discussing, which is situation, which literally just is she had an entanglement with these niggas. And
Yeah.
here's the scenario. We only have bits and pieces of the big picture, of the biggest picture. You know what I'm saying? Of the small picture, rather. The biggest picture is like, okay, well, who's everybody else? You know what I mean? So if you just caught this nigga doing whatever, he was sucking, the bitch was sucking his dick, da 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 da. What was you doing? Because you was already fucking Tory.
Right.
So if that was already there and then you was fucking the baby, who else was you fucking on that nobody?
Oh well, there was claims that she was fucking her producer, the ones that produced
saying.
what was it, Body and Big Ol' Freak, and a few other ones.
Maybe, I don't know. And my thing is, who am I to judge you on it? I can't. My thing is just generally speaking, it goes to the story of what was going on, which is why my man's is in the digs. So it all paints this picture. That's why I always never really wanted to discuss this with certain women because they always try to just jump to just a woman's defense instead of saying, okay, well, why isn't the other woman in the scenario to a degree coming to her defense? Why is she not saying, hey, she was done wrong and she's standing on that? Because she could have easily took that side, and that's what the prosecution down there was trying to get her to do, and she flipped on them niggas at the end of it. It was like, yeah, I didn't see this nigga do that.
Man, I'm reading his
Like,
bars here. Oh my gosh. Basically,
yeah, bro, it's bullshit. And I feel sorry for bro. I wish bro was out, but
well, and that's the thing. The way he felt like he was played like a clown.
Mm-hmm.
He asked her many times to be honest, and she wasn't. And he was ready, like he was seriously ready to go ahead and propose to her and everything like that, and all he wanted is the truth, and that didn't happen. And so it says here too, it's like
Right.
this girl that was trying to propose, I had to pick out a ring. Then you lied to my face, went on TV, and then lied to Gayle King. I found out with the rest of the world, girl. I treated you like a queen whole time. I'm a clown in your circus.
Mm-hmm. And that's why it's like the nigga was, and instead of it's like, and he can't just be like, hey, free Tory Lanez and da 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 da. But this is probably the most you gonna get because as an ego stance, it's like I'm still a nigga. I'm not gonna say necessarily whatever and give this nigga all the glory, but I'm gonna say, yeah, bro, the truth is still the truth, man. The nigga didn't do this shit like that for real. That's damn near kind of what the nigga's kind of saying. Ultimately, because ultimately the story was really pointing to the fact that she had this entanglement going on, and the girl was also an aggressor in the scenario, and everybody continuously, somewhat like magically, like ignores that. Still, even all it took was one guy to say, "Well, yeah, it looked like the short guy shot it," and it was like, "Okay, well, yeah, he shot it," and that was all they needed to say. Yeah, well, look, see, he said he did it. He's the key witness. Yep, he said he did it. You know what I'm saying? And that's all it really was. And in reality, it's like, okay, well, what was she doing?
Right.
Everybody just said, okay, well, that supersedes what the girl was doing, and the girl was the one that was enraged enough to fight the girl 3 blocks down and get out and fight her outside or whatever
And
the
the
fuck they was
story
doing,
kept on
or before they
changing.
left the party or whatever. That's what I'm saying. Or in the
That's
car, either they was fighting in the car or they was fighting
or else.
outside, and then they got him
Yeah.
in the car. It was something like that. It's like if that was actually going on, then you know what the fuck is happening, bro. So we gotta just be like, look, we gotta stop the bullshit. This nigga didn't want to shoot at you because you wanted to get out the car, bro. Stop.
Right.
Like what? This nigga wouldn't give a fuck. I can't even imagine Tori. Tori probably might be like, "Hey, what you doing?" or whatever. But it's like at the end of the day, it'd be like, "Hey, bro, if you really want to leave, he would let you leave." I don't see him like finna shoot at you because you finna leave out the car. Like, come on, bro, knock this goofy shit, man. Look, but hey, I'm just saying, man. It is what it is. That's just my opinion. A lot of people probably disagree with me and just say, "Hey, she's a victim." I feel like personally, hey, they said it was bullet fragments. At the end, it was always a questionable thing. I still kind of feel like it's still questionable if it was that or not. That's what I do. That's just what I think.
And that's the thing, though. If
I
it
mean,
is, if it is a lie, she's the one that's gonna have to live with that in her conscience.
I mean,
I mean,
and she's going to
feel
sleep
okay, like
well.
if you lied
She's
and he.
going to sleep well, but she don't care.
That's a bad thing, though.
She don't care. Like you gotta understand. This is not okay. So like, you remember the situation with Diddy and Shine, where the nigga was like, he took that fall, and they were saying that Diddy actually stabbed that nigga or some shit like that. Or something like that. I'm not saying he did or didn't, but
Right.
supposedly Diddy had a big hand in whatever happened that night, supposedly. But instead of Diddy really being prosecuted, Sean was the one who took the fall for that.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Now he goes back to Belize, becomes, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? He gets involved with politics and stuff, and now he's successful. So obviously he, Diddy, him, make amends to some degree. However they do that, and then now we here. So it's like that's how things are. That's how things work sometimes. But like, it's too many situations just to name that one. It's just you have that one, you Biggie, this one, this one, this one, this one, this. The whole thing is just it's like a literal timeline of the nigga's life. Now you could say his whole scenario, like the real, no one will really know because he never will admit it. But generally speaking, like what he will tell the world is like, oh yeah, that's not what happened and stuff. It's like, bro, look, man, that's what happened. These guys were there. And these guys aren't going to just bring you up. Again, why specifically Diddy all the time? Why specifically you? Why did Gene Deal have to get up there and say you? You don't think he did other gigs? We could be exploiting some niggas to make money? I'm sure he could. He's talking about the shit with you because it's true. It's notable. It's there. It's factual. It's tangible. You can see the evidence. It's there. He was there for real. It's true, bro. The nigga's not lying. You did this shit, bro. And that's what be sad to me because that's why I don't like the industry because these niggas, the niggas that live on, and then there be niggas who trying to get real music out, real whatever, and they telling niggas, oh, you can't do whatever. Oh, you can't, nah, bro, we gonna shelf you. Nah, bro, you didn't want to have sex with this and this nigga. You can't do this. It's like, what? You didn't want to do this or whatever, so yeah, bro, we gonna, man, fuck you, Nick. Like, that's the type of shit I'm talking about. I'm saying? Like all the niggas didn't get a chance to really get out here and do the shit they supposed to do because of some type of weird shit or some type of scenario that couldn't really go to the full length because of that. It's like, no, bro. That shit's not cool. Salute to those niggas, all the artists that's why I mentioned Static Major earlier because you know what I mean, he didn't get to where he was going, unfortunately, on you know what I mean, after the Lollipop record. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
And nobody talks about him, but he's like like an amazing artist. Uh, you know what I mean? And he deserves a lot of, you know what I mean, attention to what he was doing. And I hope a lot of that stuff that he was doing, you know what I mean, sees like, you know, a remastering and stuff. And like maybe they should just drop some of that stuff that he was putting in the vault or that's just on ice, man. They should just really let some of that shit go so people can listen to it. But hopefully one day they do that. You know what I'm saying? Because them guys are, you know, they was making some really good shit. But outside of that, though, you know what I mean? I just wanted to say, you know, I'm not trying to talk negative about nobody. I'm not trying to talk down on nobody. I'm
So,
just saying,
again, we only know so much.
you get
Is
me?
what
So,
happened between those two people that know the true story, and why bring it out like that? Apparently, for many reasons, they want justice, they want money, or they just want to see if they can heal from that, whatever it is. Obviously, there's something for a reason. Why it
man,
happens, something for a reason.
yeah, the Diddy nigga. Yeah, man, the Diddy shit is crazy. And I don't know, man. It is what it is on a level where people gotta accept who this guy is that we're talking about and the accusations associated with it and how niggas have been discussing this whole thing for a long time. Like it's just been so much said within the last 5 years that intertwine him within so many scenarios. And these guys are key figures that were in these, you know, groups or these, you know what I mean, these parties or engagements or whatever. These guys was there. So it's like, and it's noted that these guys was really actually there. So who am I supposed to, you know, I'm not gonna believe him. And then it comes out that all these other guys say some similar stuff or whatever the case may be, or now it's a whole thing going on. I don't believe him. It's like, nah, bro, this shit is actually coming together. It's just unfortunate that, you know what I mean? It doesn't look too good on certain people
It
based off
doesn't look good
accusations. You know what I'm
because
saying? It's just
if,
unfortunate.
even if they're innocent, people, your fans or whatever, they're not gonna view you the same way again,
Oh
no matter
no.
what.
Once you get, and the thing for me personally is like how Trigger was saying earlier, they facing out Sean John, they doing this and doing that. They might be, this is what's crazy about this shit. Cause this is what's crazy about people, right?
Mm,
They don't really always know how um they don't really know how certain factions of you know what I mean, the system moves, if you get what I'm saying. So like if you get a ticket, I mean, that's like the lowest level, right? But let's just say you commit a federal crime,
yeah.
then you're going to go through that process. You get what I'm saying? It's levels to this shit.
Well, and that's the thing, though. Like you
You get what I'm
just said,
saying?
you're guilty until proven innocent. So even though you didn't do it, now you really have to prove your innocence because somebody's accusing you of
Of course you
something.
do.
Then now you have to prove to yourself and to them that you didn't do it.
That's true.
But
I'm
again,
saying, yeah. I'm
it's
saying like
bullshit. It's
what I'm saying is like if you do something like okay, so obviously like there's levels to this shit, but it's just on a level where it's like okay, some shit is just obviously not going to be treated. It's things are going to be treated differently. If you take a piece of candy out the store, they're not going to really do nothing to you. You know, if you
right.
steal a car, they're going to get you. You know what I'm saying? You steal 30 cars, then they really going to get. It's a whole nother level. It's a whole thing to that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like these guys are really on a certain level. So it's like it's obvious that these, you know what I mean? These different like scenarios are playing out because of you know the money, but also just because of how um the stature of what niggas are actually doing versus their notoriety isn't uncommon. So it's just like one of the things when niggas can pay a you know person and be like, hey, don't you know what I mean? Like they were saying the Bill Cosby thing was so crazy because the bitch kept saying like, Well, I would come and try to say the nigga did this stuff to me, but they kept saying that it didn't matter, and they said it wouldn't hold up in court, and the police kept telling me it was nothing happened or some shit, which is crazy because it's like, truth be told, if the nigga did have that much money to pay them niggas, to be like, hey, shut up. Them niggas was basically telling her like, hey, yeah, don't say this shit. No, there's nothing we could do. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy, but hey, you get what I'm saying? That's why I'm
Yeah.
like, it's levels to the shit. It's like niggas could. You talking about somebody like you were saying, it's a billionaire. So the nigga got the money to be like, hey, make sure this never see the light of day, and the niggas just do that shit.
Right. And that's the thing again, money is something powerful, you could go ahead, you have the money, it could be anybody. You don't have to be a celeb. You could just be someone that's rich. They just want the lotto. I mean, you could go ahead and have people do whatever you want them to do
Right.
with
That's
money.
true. That's true.
Or if you're in that position of authority.
That's why I'm like, you know what I'm saying? These niggas just, a lot of guys, man, I'm telling you. These guys, man, that Keefe D situation is crazy. Like, that's why I'm just like, it's level, it's all that shit is just, it's different aspects to this shit where it's just like niggas get through a lot of different stuff differently because the scenarios be different and it's different. You know what I mean? Things
Yeah,
that play out with different scenarios. So like, I just see that it's crazy because it's like 7 different scenarios that's happening with this one nigga.
there's just so many, it's like,
So
I don't know. I mean, it's just a lot, again, it's like putting yourself out like that takes a lot. Either you're telling the truth or you're not, and either way it's like it's a big risk.
either
Why
way,
am I going to go ahead and do this, make up this big lie where it could
right,
backfire on
right, that's true. So if you you know what I'm saying, but yeah, the reality is just generally like I was saying, I wasn't trying to like paint a negative picture on niggas or be like policey to a degree, but it's just more on a level where it's like that's what's prevalent in the industry right now, that's what's going on. So like my opinion on it just is generally like I think a lot of this stuff is actually true. And some of this stuff is just kind of coming out as it's coming out, and we're only going to get what we're going to get. We're not going to get the whole truth. We're only going to get the bits and pieces because niggas is going to be paying to keep this shit from really coming out. Hence, this nigga paying 30 M's to keep this shit from really coming out. Because I guarantee you, if this nigga refused or took too long to pay the bread or tried to stall her out for this act to be over with or whatever, she would have just
it.
dropped the book on his ass and had the evidence and stuff to fight the nigga in court for that. So he probably didn't want to deal with that. He was like, let me just pay this money so this shit's over with.
That's true.
You know what
But
I'm
again,
saying?
only money can take you so far.
That's why that's because he has to go through these other scenarios, which what Trigger was saying, he don't think they'll come from the Keefe D situation, which I kind of agree. Nothing might not come from that per se, because it still is all just hearsay. These
Yeah.
guys might not be all that credible because Diddy does not have a bad like reputation on a public stance. So publicly, Diddy don't have no bad energy with the people. You get what I'm saying? So with the people, niggas ain't just gonna be like, yeah, you know what? I believe this nigga Diddy called a hit on somebody. They're gonna probably be like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So from that point, you have a point where niggas have a stance on that. So niggas could be like, hey, you know, I think this scenario is gonna play out like this, and these are the reasons why. Like these lawyers get on there and they be kind of painting the picture like, yeah, this is that and this is that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they be like, this is what I think is gonna happen with this case. Cause some of this shit just be laid out. And it'd be crazy. And the scenario, that's even why Tree was like, bro, I don't think that's gonna happen to him because it's just too loose. And the nigga don't have no defense, like he was saying. So it just fucked up. Like Cassie actually had that leverage on niggas to be like, hey, I know what the fuck to do. I know what buttons to push to get you to pay this money, or you know what I mean? I know
Yeah.
what to do. So that's how I worked out for her. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly why it worked out for her. Versus other people That's why I like you telling me about, oh yeah, this bitch, you know what I mean, got groped in the club. I'm not just gonna be quick to believe her over Cat. You know what I'm saying? Cassie is somebody I believe. These other broads, I have to really let it play out, learn the backstory to really make a decision on if I believe this or that.
Right. No, yeah. Completely. But then again, it's like, you know, it could have been where she was drinking a little too much and maybe she took it overboard, you know. Maybe she did let him touch. Maybe she don't remember. But obviously what one of the articles I was reading is like, you know, she and her friend were trying to ask a picture with him, and you know, they were kind of flirting with each other, and again, wouldn't you feel special that some big celeb is flirting with me? So I will feel, hey, maybe he does like me. Maybe he will like someone that's not a celeb. You know,
Uh-huh.
it happens where, you know, they don't have to be celebs to be dating each other. You know, maybe he is attracted to me. So let me just go ahead and maybe try to see what I can do.
I agree completely. I
You know,
mean,
and that's
shit.
what happens. So I mean, and again, like you say, you might have to do research because again, it's like and you had to look at both sides. You had to see about this one girl at the club, see, you know, if there has been any other past things. But then they also were talking about it's like now with Jamie Foxx, you know, you don't have a clean record. So, you know, they're going to start pulling all that out and then it's going to go from there. But like you say,
Mhm.
he didn't never have really no other sexual assault cases, you know.
Nah,
And
his record's
like you
clean
said,
on
that
that.
could be where it's not believable.
That's why I don't believe it. That's why I'm not really jumping on that. Like now, you know, certain other guys, you said that happened with them, it'd be like okay, but this guy is like Jamie Foxx is like, no, I don't know.
Like,
Yeah.
what's it say? Cuban Gooding Jr., he had a few cases.
Well, the thing with him is like funny, uh, and it's sad because niggas don't understand like they're using this music shit in court, of course, but like they're using these interviews also because um I forgot who it was that was talking about Cuba, and they was talking about how Cuba was known. It was known for like just getting naked and shit in public.
Oh, really?
They was talking about this shit. They was talking about this nigga was just known to just be wild as fuck,
Oh,
and
wow.
doesn't really paint a good picture. I'm sure in court for those that type of stuff to be, you know, that type of jacket to be on you, like you a wild nigga and in the club and shit, and bitches be on you naked in the club or some shit.
And that's the thing
That's not.
too. It's like, how do you, you know,
That's
what do
not.
you do
That's
when you're the celeb? Like, say you coming into the club, and then you have all these females trying to swarm around you. You know, they're trying to go ahead and flirt or whatever. Try to see if the celeb would notice them, and then maybe, you know, somebody that didn't like it, they got turned down, and now they want to talk shit. So, but the whole thing here, you know, with Cuba Gooding Jr., he has two women that sexually with sexual assault cases against him, and
right.
it's not just one; it's two.
Right. My thing is with the Cuba, the whole Cuba thing is crazy because, like again, it just doesn't paint him in a good light. And this has been going on for a while, so I don't know why it's went on for this long. But like maybe they've been trying to get everything together, and now they're finalizing that, and he has to go through that shit, and he was arrested for that or whatever the case went on for that. You know what I'm saying? Which is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But
The
it's
thing
like at the
is,
same time,
though,
if you got
one of
niggas painting
the,
you to be naked everywhere you go or some other weird shit,
well,
it's
that's the thing, though. I mean, come on. But they're saying that supposedly, okay, so one happened um, in 2018 that um, he was forcing himself to kiss someone without their consent. Then,
mm-mm,
yeah, while she was, and this was here in 2018. That was here in Vegas, at one of the clubs.
mm,
I mean, not here. I'm sorry, not here in Manhattan. Sorry.
mm,
And Then there was the other one in 2019. It was another like a bar club type thing that he was groping on her breast without consent.
Mm,
But you know, those weren't the only ones. That's I think there's been previously some other ones before. But like
right.
you
I
said,
mean,
he's going around being naked. Well, what do you expect?
right. I mean, when it really come down to it, it's just more on a level where it's like I feel like people don't. I mean, it's just all this type of shit gets considered, and
Yeah.
it's unfortunate. That's why I was like, it's sad that that type of stuff happens because like if that nigga maybe never said that type of stuff, that stuff possibly could never be a nigga's thing. And it's like now niggas literally look at Cuba Gooding Jr. and now they're thinking about that. I never would have thought Cuba Gooding Jr. was a nigga that got naked in public. I never would have thought that in my life.
Right.
It was like this nigga get faded and this nigga start acting crazy, and I'm like, oh, it's like that, you know? And it's like, so here's the thing. Do you know anything about how Russell Simmons was doing stuff to a degree? It's some bitches that was, I guess they were saying he just made advances on him or something.
Oh,
Like
really?
supposedly. Oh yeah, but it's nothing compared to. No one can get on Vlad TV and be like, yeah, I seen Russell Simmons do this to a degree. Because what was funny to
Because
me
some people
was,
can actually hide it better than others. Like I said, you know,
oh
P Diddy
yeah,
was being very sloppy, and all
oh you
he had
talk about
to
how Russell,
do is
yeah, he got out of, yeah, a lot of guys who was finna go through this type of stuff that got out of here, or they like handled it, like they wasn't finna deal with that. And the thing for me was just generally speaking, like I believe a lot of the stuff that happened, but I also do know, like niggas was saying, like there are a lot of plays being ran, and a lot of niggas is not in the scrimmage, so they don't see it. They in the damn bleachers. I'm a nigga that's in the scrimmage. I see what's happening. I see niggas on the yard line, and I see when niggas is finna make a move and they finna make a play, and niggas is making plays all across the board. But the thing is, though, they have to have some type of standing to make a play. They have to be on the field. Otherwise, they will be in the bleachers too. They gotta have something to say. They gotta have something to stand on. And this shit is not all circumstantial. Like it's just, oh, that just was just whatever. No, bro. A lot of this stuff people do be saying do be true. So that's why I'm like, I'm not trying to discredit anybody that said something that happened to them. But at the same time, it's just when you compare and contrast to who you're speaking about or who you're alleging did certain shit, I just believe certain things over others. So like obviously Cassie, I'm believing her over somebody who said Jamie Foxx did something to them. And it's
but
never been
again,
in any
it could have
scenario.
been something, just something small. Something happened, and again, you know, somebody else could have saw it and fabricated the whole story or whatever. You know, they're saying this
My
people
point.
that talked about it. It could have been where
So
again
if you got people's
pressure her and told her, you know, what he did was wrong. You might as well file a lawsuit.
So this is my thing, right? And so you got Cassie doing something, so it's like she just got the 30 M. So now it's like everybody at the same time trying to do the same thing. No, bro. A lot of y'all's on bullshit. That's why it's like I gotta call bullshit at
Well,
some
again,
degree.
this wasn't
No,
happening. They were happening, you know, throughout the last couple of years, and they just able to go ahead and file those lawsuits now because it does take a long time.
that shit crazy. I guess that's what I'm saying. So this is like a federal lawsuit,
Well,
or maybe.
it's
Well, no. I guess I don't know.
that,
I don't know
you
how
know,
that works,
again,
but
it gave them right to go ahead and file civil lawsuits because maybe they weren't able to push it further, so they thought, you know, that they couldn't do anything until this
I
law
guess
passed.
right. And I guess I'm being
They
ignorant
could
because I
have
guess
money,
yeah.
they could go ahead and just settle out of money, but what if that's not what they wanted? Maybe they don't want money. Maybe they just want to go ahead and see justice, and they couldn't find justice.
My
And now
point.
with this law that's about to expire, it gave them the right to go ahead and file a civil lawsuit.
Right, and that's why I'm like I said, niggas was, I don't know, man. This shit just too interesting how it just all plays out, and the next couple years are going to be interesting to see how they're going to say what happened or what took place, because if they try to really try to like give us all the facts on Biggie and Tupac, this shit would be crazy.
Well, look how
But
long that took before the whole
but this is
Tupac thing.
right. But here's the thing, right? This is the thing. It's going to be the biggest distraction that they can pull to do whatever else they're going to be doing in the background. So the next couple years, when they're going to stall a lot of this stuff out, but as this stuff comes out, all of this stuff is going to really it's all going to surface, and when it all surfaces, niggas is going to be like focused on that while they're doing other things, and these other big things are going to be happening, and we're going to have to actually not get so distracted on this stuff because this stuff is so crazy that it's like beyond like what niggas was thinking about was finna be said. Like we were just living life, and the niggas I know were like, "Yeah, this nigga just got sued for 30 billion." It's like what? Doing what? Oh, that. It's like, oh, so you're saying for the last year when niggas been talking about this nigga and coming out and saying all this stuff about this guy, they were telling the truth. Oh, I get it. I get it. That's why it hit different. That's why it hits different. When I'm looking at niggas trying to argue with people, like niggas on platforms trying to argue with me saying, yeah, you guys are trying to discredit our leaders and trying to act like, you know what I mean, these other guys didn't do these bad things. Why nobody talk about those other guys? I'm like, yeah, those guys do get talked about, but here's the thing, they're talking about this guy. So why are you trying to act like, or why are you trying to deflect the fact that niggas are speaking about this topic? Because that's what these people feel. And these people are telling you the truth and saying how they feel about what this guy did. They took, you know what I mean? He took their masters or he took whatever. You think, so Mace is lying? So Mace was lying about all that? Mace
Again,
just, you know what I'm saying? Mace just got the bread to deal with him. You know, everybody can't deal with Diddy how Mace deal with Diddy.
well, and that's why again, 50 Cent was saying a lot of shit,
You feel
trying
what I'm saying? So, hey, but I wasn't trying to be too, you know what I mean? But like, you know, extra on the, you know what I'm saying? The, you know what I mean? Policey type shit. But I'm just saying, generally speaking, like that's just how shit is viewed. So it's like if that's what happens, that's what niggas is looking at. So they like, yo, this is what you're doing, this is whatever. So niggas is whatever. So it's like, I'm telling you now, niggas tried to act like for years, they didn't know what was gonna happen. They were waiting for the plays to be set up for this stuff to really come out like this. You get what I'm saying? They were waiting for plays to be set up so loose ends could be cut. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a lot of scenarios where a lot of things are going to be like brushed over because of how they've eliminated the loose ends and stuff. Niggas do certain stuff to make sure stuff doesn't come back. You know, it's like literally.
actually nowadays they're not. They're
Yeah.
being they're getting very sloppy and
Well, some
watch
scenarios,
all
yeah.
over the place.
In some scenarios, yeah, niggas is sloppy as hell. But that's what I'm saying.
No, but I mean sloppy and where again there's cameras all over the place. You cannot hide. You cannot. Yeah, you can't. There's no privacy really. So if you're not really careful, yeah, it's gonna be out there at some point.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like my whole thing is just generally speaking, you know what I mean? You know, I don't wish nothing negative on anybody, but it's just I'm looking at what's going on and just I can't ignore what it looks like. And it looks like this guy was doing a lot of stuff he shouldn't have been doing to like people, women, and certain artists. And he could have avoided doing those things and he chose not to. And that's why I was also saying, like, okay, what happened to him when he first got into the industry for real? So you're saying he turned into this like sex addict guy that was just fucking with prostitutes or whatever the fuck. Okay, so who showed him this type of shit?
Hmm.
How he just was born? He just came in like the game like that? I don't think so. How this shit happen? He doesn't. What's his story for real? That's why I was saying like the true story we probably will never really know for real. But it's like, what's this nigga story? Somebody had to do this type of shit to him. So we were saying Africa Bambaataa was doing this and that and the third to niggas in that time. Okay, so no one was doing that shit then, and maybe Diddy got exploited really, really,
The
really
thing is,
early
it
on.
makes everybody else guilty because again, you're hiding that shit too.
Yeah, so
You're hiding it because
yeah, but I'm just saying,
boss or whatever like that. It's like, and you're getting paid just to keep your mouth shut, but you're as guilty as he is.
you get what I'm saying? So it's just like, but that's my point. So, but yeah, man, it's just I don't want to put niggas in certain scenarios, but that scenario was just super crazy, and the facts is out on it. It's not like I'm
No,
doing
there's just
anything
stuff out there
new.
for
It's
everybody to
just
have their own opinion. That's all.
it's just man, because I don't want to put people in a bad light. It's just that's just what I think. An opinion wise, it's too many people have just explained working with this guy, like the other girl. What's the girl's name? Gosh, cannot remember the girl's name. But she came out and was already explaining how he was trying to clean up his image and do certain stuff to like maybe you know, give people publishing. And like he was saying like or she was saying, excuse me, how the publishing was like $3 or some shit. Or like it was no money, basically.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it wasn't even worth doing. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, these situations is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
And especially they're all coming out right now, back to back to back. Like I say, the whole P. Diddy thing happened. And then just a few days later, the ex manager, whatever, he's being sued. And then just back to back, all this celebs getting sued right now for something that they done years ago. And we had to see it hasn't been only one time. Now they had to do research. It hasn't happened only one time. It has to happen with other previous victims.
My point. So that's
And
why I
that's where
said,
a lot of this stuff is going to come out. And unfortunately, all the people that we actually look up to or see on TV or whatever like that, they're kind of being a disappointment in a way.
my point. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
So
it's just they're supposed to be some kind of public figure, but then again, they're not perfect. They're just normal like us, and shit like that happens.
right. So but yeah, man. But this was a crazy ass bill, dude. Crazy ass bill.
I mean, and that was interesting. Like I said, like I haven't really heard about it until you guys were talking about it earlier, and it's just interesting that all these cases have been coming out.
Yeah, man. So um facts. I just wanna kinda man, just salute everybody again for rocking with niggas, man. Just
I know.
salute everybody and just what I'm saying, just what I mean, just um, wish everybody a good, holiday if you celebrating or if you're not. It's up to you. But salute to y'all, man. And we got new stuff rocking. You feel me? So
We do. We do have quite a few things going on soon. We're gonna hopefully have within a couple of weeks. We'll have the erotic poetry nights start off. Um, maybe what we're going live tomorrow night too.
yeah, it's a fact.
A little bit more fun tomorrow instead of just making it so serious today.
All right, that's a fact, definitely. You know what I mean? So um, let's stay on the tune for that, and also, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Everybody have a good night. You feel me?
Yes, everybody have a good night. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you on the next live.